Tonight, for the first time since June 26, 2022, Gabriel Landeskog will play an NHL game. His long-awaited return to the NHL has spanned 1,033 days, most recently played on a conditioning stint with the Colorado Eagles, the Avalanche's AHL affiliate. In 2 games, scoring 1 goal during that 2-game conditioning stint. It was the tying goal on the man advantage on the deflection in front. Calle Rosen on the initial shot from a one-timer from the top of the point. The Avalanche face off against the Dallas Stars in what is an even series. The 2 Central Division rivals split the first 2 games. The Avalanche handing the Stars their 8th consecutive Game 1 loss of a 5-1 win, thanks to 2 goals from Nathan MacKinnon, and with Mackenzie Blackwood getting 23 saves, including a 3-goal explosion in the third period for the Avs. The Stars answered back with a 4-3 overtime win in Game 2. Colin Blackwell became the second player in Dallas Stars / Minnesota North Stars franchise history to score an overtime winner in his first playoff game with the franchise, joining Brian Propp in the 1991 Minnesota North Stars Game 1 of their Division Semifinal series. The goal scored the 17:46 mark of the extra session. At stake here is a clear jolt of momentum for the winner, and history will also be decided on their side moving forward. In the 363 prior series tied after 2 games, the winner of Game 3 has won the series 66% of the time. For Colorado, the first home game of the postseason will see Landeskog activate off the injured reserve. He's expected to drop back into the lineup, and the Stars have a key player eventually on its way back into the lineup as well. Miro Heiskanen skated on Monday. He also didn't play, but he is working his way back for a potential return maybe later this series. A return from Heiskanen would help solve problems for Dallas and present a new challenge for Colorado. The Finn was the Stars' leader in time on ice this season and a critical part of the power play. Hello everyone, I am Alec Nava. Welcome to Game 3 of the Western Conference Quarterfinals as we go onto our projected lines beginning with the visiting Dallas Stars. Michael Granlund, Rope Hintz, Mikko Rantanen, who was elevated to the top line. Mason Marchment, Matt Duchene, Tyler Seguin, that second lines remain the same. Jamie Benn, Wyatt Johnston, Yevgeny Dadonov on the third line. With Dadonov going back to the spot where he was before in the 2023 run on the right wing of Johnston and Benn. Oscar Bach, Sam Steele, and Colin Blackwell on the fourth line. Maverick Bourque, a healthy scratch. He was removed from the lineup in favor of Blackwell, a natural fourth liner. Thomas Harley of Ilya Lyubushkin to begin the defense pairs. Hassel Lindell of Cody Ceci, Leon Bishop with Alex Petrovic to round it out. Jake Ottinger is the starter again, Casey Smith the backup. Here are Colorado's protected lines, beginning with Arturi Lehkonen, Nathan MacKinnon, Martin Necas on the top line, Jonathan Drouin, Brock Nelson, and Valery Nichushkin as fans are chanting Landy here at Ball Arena, anticipating the return of Landeskog, and he's all smiles here. Give me the puck to a lucky fan over the stands. And it's returning back home here at Ball Arena. And he is on the third line, as projected with Charlie Coyle and Joel Kiviranta. Ross Colton exited Game 1 with a lower body injury. Miles Wood filled in Game 2, and he was solid for the most part until a turnover that led to Blackwell's game-winning goal. Fourth line is the same. Parker Kelly, Jack Drury, and Logan O'Connor. Defense pairs are Devon Taves with Cale Makar, Sam Girard with Josh Manson, Ryan Lindgren with Sam Malinsky. Eric Johnson gets the off day. One can imagine it's going to be a rotating cast on the third defensive pair on the right side between Johnson and Malinsky. Mackenzie Blackwood is the starter again. Scott Wedgwood is the backup. And Landeskog playing his first game in 1,033 days. What a journey it's been for him. Healthy scratches are Johnson, Jimmy Vesey, Miles Wood, and Keaton Middleton for the Avs. Brendan Smith, Matt Dumba, and Maverick Bourque for the Stars. This place is rocking out loud here. They are thrilled to watch Landeskog's return. And he is skating onto the ice for the first time. Look at him. He is wearing this captain's patch, the letter C on his jersey. Fans chanting Landy here. That means everything. Not just to the Avalanche, but all of hockey. And here's Alan Roach, the PA announcer. Nathan MacKinnon, the starting center for tonight's game for Colorado. Martin Necas at the right wing. Enjoy McKinnon as we go to our previews. So far, the Avs have 2 goals at 5-on-5. From their top 9 forward group, the Arturi Lehkonen kick goal and Charlie Coyle's garbage time goal, both in Game 1. That's not going to cut it for the Avs. On the flip side, the fourth line followed up a dominant defensive Game 1 with 2 goals in Game 2, and counting on them to continue bringing the offense is ill-advised. But the way that Logan O'Connor is playing, this forward core should continue making a difference. McKinnon, Necas, Taves, Makar, and Blackwood introduced, and now the loudest cheers. The loudest cheers were served for that man right now. He is the man of the hour, number 92, hailing from Stockholm, Sweden. None other than Gabriel Landeskog. It's his first game back in the NHL. How exciting is this? The last game he played was on June 26, 2022. And now, on April 23rd, 2025, he is back in an Avalanche uniform. And everyone's standing here for him as the national anthem game performed. There's one major storyline about the Avs. The big question about them. How good is Landy returning for this home playoff opener? According to Jared Bednar, this is the exact scenario. After the roster fake out in Game 2, it's best that Landy will return when fans actually see it happen, which is here. Tonight is the night. Miles Wood, after a nightmare season, did play fine his role on the third line until a brutal turnover defensive lapse led to the overtime winner for the Stars. And he's likely going to be swapped out for the captain, which he is. Cale Makar enters this game on a 4-game point streak in the playoffs against Dallas. 5 points in that span. 2 goals, 3 assists. He also has 7 points, 3 goals, 4 assists. In 3 regular season games against Dallas this year, he has 17 points, 6 goals, 11 assists in 16 games in his playoff career against Dallas. Eric Johnson's taking a night off to make room for Sam Malinsky to slot next to Ryan Lindgren. Johnson looked slow late in Game 2, even before overtime. He's still useful, but the elder statesman needs rest days to stay active. For Dallas, there's something special to the Stars on the road. They have a strong defensive foundation and are patient with their approach to the game. They also handle adversity well, but they've also been one of the best road teams in the NHL under Peter DeBoer and his staff. In his 3 years as Dallas' head coach, they led the NHL road record, 73, 37, and 13. They also led in road goals per game, 3.40, and road GA at 268. They're also third in road power play success at 25.7%, and fourth in road penalty kill percent at 81.8%. DeBoer, however, there are no concrete reason for why it is so. Emotion is going to be a factor as well. Mikko Rantanen has spent a decade with the Avalanche before being traded twice this season. He already has been back to Denver and played a game against his old team, which helps, but there'll be a lot of distractions for him. And strong road play has been essential to Dallas' success. Bouncing back against the Golden Knights in last year's Western Conference Quarterfinals, winning games 3 and 4, followed up against the Avs by winning games 3, 4, and 6 in the Western Conference Semifinals. So Mackenzie Blackwood is back with a 218 GA and a 921 save percentage. Tyler Seguin's going to be key. He looks good his second game back from a long injury absence. 49 points in 42 regular season games against Colorado, scoring 10 points in 16 playoff games. Liam Bishop But his presence felt in Game 2 after the whistle was decent before it, and his partner Alex Petrovic surprisingly led the blue line in possession metrics. Everyone got pucks behind the Avs defense for Dallas, winning and stealing board battles, and put the pucks in the crease area. We're underway here. 6 seconds deep. They have our first stoppage. And fans chanting Landy, 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 as he takes his place on the top line, right next to Nathan MacKinnon. That's his usual spot on the first forward line. What a sight this is in Denver, as Dallas wanted to chip it, but immediately Landeskog gets the first takeaway in a long time. Welcome back, old friend. Dallas gets it right back, and they're starting from their own zone. Guiding this to safety as Rantanen gets upended by Landeskog. His former teammate giving him a how do you do. Well, that's a way to read an old fella, I suppose. And from the near corner, restarting it's Bishop. On the near half boards, Jamie Bennett's in control. Popped up and is grabbed down by Dadonov, but it will be offside against the Stars. And Landeskog back onto the bench, and to get the action started, he has a takeaway and a hit on Rantanen. Hello, how do you do? Still looking as sharp as ever, and as good as the leader is at captaincy. Off the draw, this is fired in from the far side. Collected by Girard, backhands one for Manson. Bounced up but held in by Ben. Turnaround shot, never made its way to the net. Girard beats out Johnston to the puck. Sam Girard outlets one to the far side. As the second line pushes the pace, Nelson to Nichushkin at the far corner. Followed out by Ceci. And Lehkonen wanted to get this back left point. Girard, he wanted the deflection from Nichushkin. Cleared out onto the right point, but no further. Nichushkin held the zone, controlling at the far corner. Former Star. And now at the near half boards, Druin pushes. And this gets bounced out through center. Settled down by Ryan Lindgren, the former Ranger. Bounced off of Ottinger's pad as Druin was closing in on Lindell. Ceci through the near boards. This pass went off of Sagan and it bounced onto one of the Avs. It looks to be Cale Makar, and it is. Lindgren off the near side for Natchez. Natchez guided this one deep for MacKinnon. Nathan MacKinnon pinned towards the wall at the near corner by Harley, and Natchez there as well with Ceci there. On the near corner, this bounced out onto the left point. Lindgren couldn't hold it. Racing back, he and Tyler Sagan both there. Lindgren wins the battle. For the near half boards, Matt Duchene wanted to hold it, but MacKinnon beat him out to the puck. For the far half boards, it is Natchez. Martin Natchez. Marchman was on him and is dumped deep with some help. Ottinger will play this one for Lyubushkin. Ilya Lyubushkin gets his feet out and skating up. Natchez there on the takeaway. The Avs can't get anything up. No shots here. The Avs Capitals activate off LTIR this past Monday. Get stoppage here for an offside. But as he was activated off the LTIR on Monday, in advance for this game, the notion was that he'd return for the home playoff opener for Colorado, and he's here. The captain, among the list of captains to return after 1,000+ days in NHL history, Sil Apps, 1,009 days, 1945 with the Maple Leafs. Sid Abel, in the 1946 Red Wings, 1,045 days. For Gabriel Landeskog, it was 1,033 days, second most in NHL history. For the far half boards, this bounced off of Blackwood. It comes out in front. Duchene wanted to tuck it. Actually, Rantanen. Rantanen's still there as he tries to bounce it back onto the right point for Petrovic. Petrovic, no deflection as Granlund may have blocked this one off. His own teammate. Onto the near corner as Granlund and Rantanen were both there as this one chopped out. Petrovic, Bishop, deep shot. Blackwood held onto it. And the pom-poms wave here on the crowd. So far so good here on this top line, which comprises of all Finns, all making the Finnish national team and the Four Nations face-off. Michael Granlund, Roope Hintz, and Mikko Rantanen. They all pried it free and got it to the Swissman, Leon Bishop, over to point, who's making his presence felt on this third pair. Right next to Alex Petrovic, who's been a pleasant surprise under Peter DeBoer. Off the face-off, it's a tie-up for the draw. It comes loose, but is held up by Johnston for a split second. Picked up by Nichushkin, the former Star. Backhanded deep. Ottinger Plays this one away from Lehkonen. Nichushkin was there. Held at the right side, but the Stars are over that as Lehkonen couldn't finish his check and falls down. Up the near side boards. This bounced up. Johnson couldn't hold it. Nelson. Oh, huge hit by Jamie Benn. He put Nelson on a plaster at the penalty box doors. Up the far side enter the Stars. Benn wants to center. Can't do so, and this will exit out the zone. And the Stars and Avs will change lines. Through the penalty box doors, this one guided in deep. The Avs were there as Taves stick this one away. All the way down is Lindell. Has Ceci next to him. So both captains are making their presence felt here. Landeskog and Benn. This one's iced. Too far for Tyler Seguin. 4 minutes deep. Peter DeBoer is his third year as the Stars head coach of a .665 points percentage, reaching the Western Conference Final in the first 2 years. But has lost in 6 games in each of those. First year to the Vegas Golden Knights. Trailed 3-0 in that series. Forced game 6 where they fell on a huge donut hole. Off the face-off, Dallas wins it. And the second year was a 6-game loss to the Edmonton Oilers. They outshot Edmonton 34-10 in Game 6, as we have an ice against Colorado here. They outshot them 34-10 in Game 6, but lost 2-1. They got goalied, essentially, by Stuart Skinner in that game. It was the Oilers' first Stanley Cup final appearance since the Cinderella run in 2006 when they made it to the final as an 8th seed. MacKinnon on a defensive zone draw for Colorado against Tyler Seguin. Heiskanen, Jason Robertson out for Dallas, knee and lower body injuries. Nils Lundqvist with a shoulder injury. They shook it, Heiskanen back at some point. Duchesne in front. That one missed, not by much though. Lindell on the hold. Up at the far corner as one of the Avs went down. Then this comes out in front. Blackwood held the right post. Mackenzie Blackwood's there as Landeskog gets an epic ovation. Jared Bednar is his 9th year as the Avalanche head coach. As a champion at every level of professional hockey in the free NHL levels. Won a championship with the ECHL, won one of the AHL, and then one with the NHL. He can win at every level. Championship winning head coach in all 3 levels. MacKinnon with more 16 points this season. Second most to Nikita Kucherov as this shot fired wide. Held inside by Ceci. This bounced up. Dangerously close to the slot. And this one pried away. Kept in by Lindell. Chop off a body. On for the corner. Makar was there. This goes from far to near. On for Ceci who keeps this one aside. From Gretzky South is set up in front. And Hitz was tied up and lost his stick. He has to head over to the bench and try to get a new one. And up at the far half boards, Nathan MacKinnon waits. Looking for options here and then goes rink wide on this pass. Moving up is Landeskog. Landeskog on the trailer for MacKinnon. MacKinnon waits, looks for a shot, and it's stopped by Ottinger. He'll cover up at the left post. Gabriel Landeskog out there on this third line with Landeskog. So the belief is that Charlie Coyle could come out there. And so far, Landeskog has made a strong impression here in his first game back. So Colorado does a good job of collapsing on the Dallas forecheck with Mikko Rantanen and Michael Granlund trying to open up space. But the Avs defense collapses there and pinches on them near the boards. They try to deny them any passing lanes. Rope Hintz got tied up on a shot with Martin Necas. Landeskog's out there. Watch for Kiviranta and Coyle. This is the third line. That's out there. Landeskog on the right wing, Kiviranta on the left wing. Coyle loses the draw, and Dallas will start up. It's moved up for the right side, and speeding down is Colin Blackwell. Overtime here in Game 2. Collects his own dump in, shot by Taves, and he goes down. Landeskog will recollect it. This could be a 3-on-2 if they all hurry. Landeskog sets up the far side for Kiviranta. Kiviranta got bodied off, and this one tipped out. Sam Olinsky racing for this puck. Not enough for an icing. That allows Taves to pick it up, and for the far half boards, this bounced off of Kiviranta. And for the goal line, this will be iced. Kiviranta was a rival opposite Colorado when he was on Dallas in 2020. Scored a hat trick in Game 7 of the 2020 Western Conference Semifinals and the overtime winner. Alexander Radulov scored twice in that Game 7. And Mikko Rantanen with 101 career playoff points with the Avalanche, the 4th most in franchise history. 2 years removed from a 55-goal season. Single season record in Avalanche franchise history for most goals in a season. This bounced up and collected up by Malinsky. Sam Malinsky wanted to get this one down as gloved by the Stars as they re-enter. Dumping this one around is Ben. Ben gets cut up by Malinsky, but Johnston's there at the near corner. Johnston wants to go back for Petrovic for a deep shot, blocked in front by an Av, and this will be scooted to safety by O'Connor. O'Connor, Drury on the dump in pursuit. Petrovic with Bischel helping him out. And up the far half boards the Stars. Miss on the pass, and near the blue line they'll send this one in. Wide Johnston's there, so was Kel McCarr. At the near corner, it is Drury who gets tied up by Johnston and Dadonov. Johnston shoved. That's going to be a penalty against the Avs. McCarr puts on another shove and a third one. And as the Avs touch up, that will also be going to the power play. Ryan Lindgren shoved this man. This is going to be 2 minutes for cross-checking. And it is a cross-check. Right on wide Johnston as he was put in a vulnerable area. Mason Marchment took exception to that. And Kel McCarr right after. It's a domino effect. Dallas to the power play when we come back. Oh, the satisfaction of the return of the captain. How are you, Ian? It's good to have you here and Landy here.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right, Dallas power play. Let's see what happens.
A grateful return for the captain as he gets a standing ovation from the crowd. And all the pom-poms waving here at Ball Arena. A journey of dedication, perseverance, and self-determination to get back to playing. He is just one of 3 captains in NHL history to miss 1,000 days of at least 1,000 days of NHL action in between games. But it was not since the mid-1940s since it last happened. Sid Abel was the last captain to miss at least 1,000 days of NHL action. He captained the Detroit Red Wings at that time. Off this face-off, it'll be won by the Stars with Wyatt Johnston there at the far corner. So is Mikko Rantanen. Bounced up onto the left point where Thomas Harley is there. Held inside by Rantanen. Pass across was blocked off. And now the Avalanche draw a penalty. 16 seconds into the Dallas power play, we'll have 4-on-4, and it looks to be Landeskog's former teammate, Mikko Rantanen. Oh, the irony behind this one, Ian.
Oh, yes. It is chef's kiss.
Yes, Nichushkin, he was already falling down before. But Rantanen just tripped him up as he was on his knees. That's going to be called as a trip every single time. So it'll be a minute 44 of 4-on-4 with Dallas winning the shots on goal 4-1. The number 4 is our lucky number of the day. And Pierre DeBoer looks onwards. And after this 4-on-4, there'll be an abbreviated power play for Colorado. It's a very brief one. Devon Taves to Nathan MacKinnon. MacKinnon has it, spins around, holds onto it, fires it, and it went wide. Dallas goes back on the rush. Wide Johnston decides not to take a 1-on-3. You remember last night, Simon Benoit and Max Domi went on a 2-on-4 as it was taken up at the far corner by Jonathan Drouin, McKinnon's best friend over in juniors. MacKinnon wanted to create space as he tried to pry it free, but Cody Ceci was right there. Chasing it is MacKinnon right behind Ceci. Drouin. Lindell right back for Ceci, the second defense pairing here for Dallas. Up the near side with speed is Duchesne. He waits, but gave it away as it was tipped up. And this will be handled back by the Stars. And Lyubushkin turns it over. And the Avs will regroup and reset. Brock Nelson, the ex-Islander, will loft one cross-ice for Malinsky. Eric Johnson's taking a night off. He's 37 years old, and he needs rest days to stay active. Inside is Girard. Sam Girard waits a bit from the left point and then goes across. Return feed Girard. Pirouettes around on a spin. Then drops this one back for Nichushkin. Nichushkin closes. Nichushkin is forced wide onto the near side. Nichushkin right to the slot. All alone. He scores! Valerie Nichushkin! Welcome back, Landy. This one's for you. The Stars lost Nichushkin at the near side after forcing him wide. And while they do a good job of forcing him wide at first, it was a defensive lapse in which they don't know where he was. The defense gets lost everywhere. Lyubushkin was overcommitted on one side, and they completely forgot about Nichushkin. How in the world do you leave him wide open like that? It's 1-0 Colorado.
I have no idea, Alex. I mean, Valerie, seriously, you can't slack off on anyone on this Colorado Avalanche team because they can still throw out, they still throw out 4 lines. I mean, let's be real. The first line, all elite. Second line, very, very good. Their third and fourth lines, it's like they're playing second liners. You know, they have one elite first line and then two second line. Or no, 3 second lines. That's
and
2, 3, and 4, but they all play like seconds.
And they all know how to play their role very well. This fourth line kind of reminds me of the fourth line that the Avs use in their Stanley Cup run. They're utilizing Parker Kelly, Jack Drury, and Logan O'Connor. The only mainstay from that fourth line for the 2022 Cup run is O'Connor, who's playing at the same fourth line right wing position as his ice against Colorado. But that fourth line is an energy line that can use speed and tenacity on the forecheck. This time around, it's a much younger fourth line in comparison to the fourth line from 3 years ago that Andrew Cogliano and Darren Helm, and at times Nico Sturm. So Colorado's on an abbreviated power play, and while this one's stopped by Blackwood, and even though this brief penalty is killed off, and while it doesn't do justice to the Avs power play numbers, what can you do of a 16-second power play? Not much, but nonetheless, this Avs team is loaded, and they can strike you at every force.
Yep. Well, I still say this. Dallas, so very early in Dallas, we saw what they did the last meeting. They torched the Avalanche. So, right now, the Avalanche only have one objective, and that is to make sure the Stars can't shoot.
And Dallas, After the Four Nations break, Dallas got themselves into, we got pushing and shoving. Rope Hicks wants to go at it with the Avalanche. They're getting separated here, but he wants to go at Sam Girard. A conflict right in front of the net. But these two rivals had their fair share of animosity. This is the first time they're meeting in the playoffs ever since 2020. So 3 playoff meetings in 6 years. Dallas won the previous 2. Colorado has last beat Dallas in the postseason in 2006. That was the last years of the Joe Sakic era. But it was one of the years in which it was post Patrick Waugh, in which he is not playing goaltender anymore. From the right faceoff dot, it is controlled by Petrovic, blocked in front, went off a skate, and the Avs will control it from the near side, and it go rink wide to Lindgren. Ryan Lindgren, chopped in front on the dump, and it's Andres out to play it. Sends it on the forehand to the far side. Mitchell gets cut off, and he has to go back on the attack. No options out in front. A shove of Liam Bishop putting on the pressure on Logan O'Connor. This fourth line has been dominant in this postseason for the Avs. They control most of the pace as Johnson fires. Went off of Blackwood, and it goes into the mesh. But this fourth line has been dominant for Colorado in the playoffs. They've had most of the goals at 5-on-5. They had 2 at the free last game, and the only ones for Colorado at even strength, Jack Drury and Logan O'Connor. And don't forget about Parker Kelly, he's a defensive-minded center who can play on the wing. Oh boy, did Bishop really shove O'Connor towards the wall. Fans were wanting a penalty. I think these fans may have an argument because that could have been borderline boarding, but that may be depending on the impact of the check. Bishop was 6'7" and 231 pounds. 20 years old. Only up for hair from this young defenseman, but he's defensive-minded. Lyubushkin blasts one wide, and this will be cleared out. Not all the way, though, as it's held at the far half boards. Nichushkin's in trouble. So is Manson. The Stars holding on to it as they go around from corner to corner. Lyubushkin pinches. So do the rest of the Avs. It's Lehkonen and Manson both there, pushing and shoving as Nelson wants to get into the action. Manson shoving Duchesne from behind several times, and the fans seeing and the officials seeing no movement of the puck decide to blow the play dead. But the physicality is picking up here at Denver. Valeri Nichushkin all alone as the Stars were caught napping. Makes it 1-0 as we head to break here.
In the meantime, I'm also keeping an eye on your Houston Rockets. That way we can know both scores in real time.
And so far, we're up by 10 in Game 2. But I do remember, no lead is safe against this Warriors team. I know what happened from the last game because the moment Steph Curry does the thing, and it's not wide open freeze. I'm talking about contested and double team freeze. The moment he does the thing, that's a demoralizer. But again, this backcourt needs a bounce back game. So far, it's been offense by committee. Frankly, it's not Alperen Sengun that's leading the charge for us, but rather Aubin Thompson and Tari Eason. A pleasant surprise, but Aubin's been one of our best defenders, one of our best young defenders in the league ever since he got drafted, and he's seen improvement here in year 2. Jalen Green has played every minute so far, Ian.
Yeah, he needs to have a bounce back game himself. Because game 1 was not Jalen Green at all.
Absolutely not. Yeah, so far 5 points, but he's 2 of 6 shooting. Was inefficient last game for Green. And off the bench, Tari Eason with 7 points. Ime Udoka is going with a 9-man rotation. Aaron Holiday has been added to that rotation. But as for Valeri Nichushkin, he left the team in 2023 in the first round because of off-ice drama revolving. Yeah, that episode, the hotel room. And then last year, re-entered this NHLPA Player Assistance Program and had to serve a 6-month suspension retroactive to that time. It is not it does not account for any games. It accounts for calendar days. It's stage 3. If it's stage 4, it's a 1-year suspension, and reinstatement to the NHL is not guaranteed. So we're back here in Denver. 9:52 remains as the Avs win the faceoff. Up the near side, and it was cleared out by Ryan Lindgren. No penalty because it was deflected. It's 4 points for Dylan Brooks. On the other side is Moses Moody doing the work for Golden State with 7 points. Steph Curry has 5. In the meantime, these are the 2 games that we're watching onwards. Off this face-off, this is won by Colorado with Manson helping out. He starts up at the far corner. Manson will start up for Nelson. Nelson goes into the zone. Nelson fires, it's up high. Colorado has scored first in all 3 games of the series. And you can bet that there's a strong chance that they carry on the momentum in this game. Dallas got themselves to high-scoring shootouts down the line. As without Heiskanen, they've been one of the worst defensive teams. John McIsaac, for the second time, blows the play dead because the puck was trapped at no man's land for too long. McIsaac is one of 2 referees in this game. The other is Chris Rooney. Our linesmen are CJ Murray and Kyle Murchison. Colorado seeing stability and familiarity with Bednar as head coach. Has made the playoffs every year except 2017, which was rock bottom for the Avs. But Bednar did elevate this team to the next level. And it does help when you have a superstar like MacKinnon. Both starting to face off. And Charlie Coyle will get tossed out. And Gabriel Landeskog will take this face off. The crowd reacts as he settles in. He can play center too. While he loses it, it's nice to see him taking faceoffs again. He played center previously, at times during power plays and over the left side of the faceoff circle in the offensive zone. The Avs will move this one up through center as it's Coyle leading the way. Charlie Coyle backhands one around the horn. This goes behind the net. Here's Landeskog. He'll deliver to the right point. A fake. Manson long wrist shot that was wide the crease. And Landeskog puts on the body on a partial hit. And this one dumped down was deflected off the body. Gerard will restart. Among the final scores, Washington held on to a 3-1 victory against Montreal in Game 2. Suzuki turned away. Avs caught a late change. Here's Rantanen. Good stick in the lane by Devon Taves. He helps out Mackenzie Blackwood to cover up on an easier shot to defend. Taves did not give Rantanen anything on that shot. And as MacKinnon gets jostled up the puck by Granlund, Rantanen moves up the near side. He might have bobbled it, but Taves got a stick in the lane to cut that off. Face-off won by the Avs. And the fact that Taves gets so little attention in the NHL speaks to how elite he is at his job. Best defensive player in the NHL. Reminder that Taves was acquired for a second-round pick from the Islanders. And that second-round pick was then traded to what is now the Utah Hockey Club. That second-round pick is now with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Drive at the left side, stopped by Blackwood. For the far corner, that second-round pick became J.J. Moser. 7:50 to go in the opening frame. The only goal from Valery Nichushkin. As it's carried up across on the backhand, delivered down deep. First one back is Manson. Shoved by Ben, but manages to get this one out all the way to center. Bounced up off of Johnston's stick. Johnston's level near the Colorado bench, and this could be a partial break, but too many stars were there. Nadonov clears this one outside the Dallas zone. And up the near half boards, it's bounced up and is settled down by Petrovic. Rink wide across. And from the left point, this is thrown to the near corner. Settled down by Johnston as he tries to position one off for Sagan. Sagan held down by Madsen as Drury picks it up. Sagan still tied up. Now is grabbed free by Madsen as he lets go. Dallas had to hustle to get that puck as they want to restart with this. There's Shade. This bounced up and through the air. And off for the near side by the penalty box doors. Gliding in is Mason Marchment. Marchment hounded down at the near corner. As Dallas will get this back up. Cece's deep shot blocked by Lehkonen. What a warrior. Cece right behind the net. Tie up in front. Good stick in the lane by Nelson to block that pass. And for the left point, this was not deflected in. Came loose in a swat. Didn't make its way to Blackwood. DeShane right behind the net for Marchment. Return feed. Nobody at the left point. Esa Lindell chased after the puck and give it a chase towards this is Nichushkin on his former team. Near corner, Cece jostled off by Nichushkin. Lehkonen also there. Nichushkin, Lehkonen. Several abs there as MacKinnon's back out on the ice. On the right points, Josh Manson, or Sam Malinsky rather. Malinsky waits, fires, and is stopped by Ottinger. On the deflection, I believe, and this one cleared out by Dallas. 5:55 left in the first period. Nichushkin the only goal. And on the right side, Girard starts up for Natchez. Natchez overskate the puck, and it bounced up as the Stars recollect. Up the far side, this one sent down by Oscar Bach, who got leveled. Sam Steele will help him, but he's hounded by Lindgren. With the far course, fed around the horn to the near side for Lyubushkin. Lyubushkin turned around, Vigreski Southis, elevator, Rantanen turned away by Blackwood. He held the post and made sure to give no room. Rantanen fell down, could not get the shot. And MacKinnon delivers the boom. Not a physical player, but he can deliver the boom at times. At the near corner, Rantanen all tied up, and the Avs will move it down the near side the ice. Backhanded deep by MacKinnon, and this will fall onto Ottinger, who will play it out for Thomas Harley. Harley leads the way across the red line, around the horn from far to near. First one there is Taves, but the Stars are over that. Taves ties up his man, but helping him is Rantanen. Point to point from Bishop to Petrovic. Petrovic goes down low, around through Gretzky's office. Rantanen's tied up by Coyle. Mikko Rantanen is all tied up, trying to free up space. Rantanen's still there. One of the Stars fell down, that was Granlund. Granlund tried to scoop it free. Johnston also there. Rantanen still going after this one. Makar there. Coyle. And this one probably free. Nobody for the Stars in the slot. Oh, look out! There is a car crash right behind the play. As they take it across, Makar, one-timer, went wise behind the net. Did not miss by much. Centering pass in front. Drury missed it. Trade deadline acquisition who went to Colorado alongside Natchez. Puck jostle free as Drury goes after it. Held inside by O'Connor. Dallas is all over this. And here is a partial break here for Evgeny Dadonov. He'll wait the right circle. Centering pass. Then make its way through. Jamie Benn keeping this one inside the near corner. Less than 4 minutes to go. Shots 11 by Stars. 350. Here's the rush. On the near side, Jack Drury. Poked away by Bishop. Not enough for an icing. And on the near side, look out! There's another big boom at the near corner of the Colorado zone. Or the Dallas zone. Dadonov drops this one back. Here's O'Shane. Elevator shot. Blackwood held it. And this bounces behind the net. And it actually went up off the mesh. 3:32 left in the first period. The refs are talking about where this puck. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure if there's a penalty here. We'll have to see. With John McIsaac and Chris Rooney discussing. We have a call. Kale Murchison and CJ Murray deliberating. The Matt DeShane and Nathan MacKinnon joining the referee huddle. As we see right in front of the net. So it looks like there's a stick at the front. Oh yeah, that was a high stick. Takes his own teammate's stick, I think. Might be Sam Girard. And one of the referees, Kyle Murchison, the linesman 79, they're talking about it. They're going to look at the replay to see if there was a high sticking penalty or if this was just friendly fire. So Drury got clipped either way. And it appears no penalty on the play. It's just incidental. It's just friendly fire. Rantanen gets robbed by Mackenzie Blackwood. And he is still held without a point through 8 periods of postseason action. His frustrations began to mount. Does he get a point? find out when we return. So, Ian, as we are at the break right now, it is a 3-1 Washington victory over Montreal. No goals from the top line for the Habs, but the depth scoring gets it done to start out the second period. Christian Dvorak, of all people, to get the first goal. But it's quickly answered by Connor McMichael and Dylan Strome.
Yeah, I mean, you know, someone in our group had the take that Washington was, their record didn't really reflect what their team was, although, and I get it, they're facing the 8th-seeded Montreal Canadiens, but man, you cannot tell me that they don't have, man, you can't give me one line where they don't have someone that can score.
And, you know, Washington can round up all 4 lines effectively, can score from them. The top line, we know about them. Second line, underrated with Pierre-Luc Dubois and Tom Wilson leading the charge. And Connor McMichael, too. Top 5 goal scorer on the Caps. Don't forget about that. A breakout player. And Alexei Protas may be coming back soon for Washington, which is good news.
Very good news. Very good news.
Breakout player of this season for the Caps. And Anthony Beauvillier, what a surprise he's been in the playoffs. But he's a playoff performer. Off this face-off, the Stars outchancing the Avs 5-2, but the Avs reward matters. The goal count. Nelson tried to feed it for Nichushkin, but he's all tied up. Double teamed at the near half boards. Dallas will move this back up the far side. Bounces up and is collected by the Stars at their own blue line. Moving it down for the near side. Too far for the Shane as it's moved aside from Lindgren to Malinsky. Up the far boards, it's bounced up, and Lyubushkin will collect this. Lyubushkin will send this to the near side. Chopped away at by the Avs, and it'll be settled by Sagan on a backhand. Sent deep as Cale Makar resets. Then rink wide over to Devon Taves. Nifty move at center ice. Sent over to the right side. Here goes Nathan MacKinnon as he looks behind the net. Now comes out in front. Rather Cale Makar. Makar spins around, blocked in front by Blackwell, who delivered this one backwards. And Oscar Bach gets fought off. And over at the near corner, both teams chopping at the puck. MacKinnon and Taves there, drew in as well. MacKinnon. And once the Stars goes down, MacKinnon gets this out for Natchez. Martin Natchez. Oh, he and MacKinnon run into each other. And up the far side, the Stars get this down. And now we seem to have another penalty. Colin Blackwell, who was the overtime hero in Game 2. I believe he commits a tripping penalty.
Well, that's not good for the Stars. Quick update here. The Kings strike first again. This time, I believe it. Yeah, it is Brant Clark with a power play goal to put the Kings in front.
Yep, for the second straight game, it is Brent Clark getting the Kings on the board first. The Oilers nearly won that game. That first game, in which they came back from a 4-goal deficit. They trailed 4-0 and 5-2. Tied the game, but lost it on a knuckle puck. The Avs power play is 2 of 7 in this series. They have Drouin, Lehkonen, MacKinnon, and Natchez, the top power play unit out there. Dallas gets the early clear. Hintz, Johnston, Lindell, and Ceci for the Stars penalty kill. Makar drops it back. The Avs were on the power play for 16 seconds before this one, but they're 0 for 1 nonetheless. Natchez lost it, and the Stars will get this one down. Colorado's power play couldn't really do anything in a 16-second span because that's a short sample size for them. MacKinnon takes it inside, drops it for Natchez, double teamed by Bach, and I believe that's one of the defensemen. Makar on the hold. Makar to MacKinnon. Drops it back over to Makar at the point. And these two play catch again. Around for Natchez. Looks short side on Ottinger, stops it. Natchez tied up. MacKinnon there to keep this one alive. Makar able to keep this one on the backhand. And his teammates help him out. Ceci could not clear. Druin, half pirouette. Will feed it back for Makar and back for MacKinnon, who fakes the one-timer. Looks back for Makar. Makar fires one, and that one deflected wide. Here's MacKinnon one more time. MacKinnon centers one. Lekin was tied up. Druin on the hold. MacKinnon at the near corner. He goes back to the point for Makar. Makar looks to MacKinnon again. MacKinnon, 37 seconds. Natchez, short side. Druin! Couldn't fire this one home, and this one exits out, and the Stars able to change lines. Jared Bednar is leaving his top unit out there as the Chushkin gets back out there. Rock Nelson, Devon Taves. So it's part of the second unit mixed with the first unit. MacKinnon and Natchez mixed in there. MacKinnon holds on to it. One-timer Nelson. He got tied up. He fanned on that shot, and the second unit will come on. Devon Taves will set up from his own zone. He'll try to send this one to one of his teammates as he quarterbacks this second unit. To the left side for Nichushkin. Streaking down the near side. Nichushkin wants to set him in front, and this bounced up. Nichushkin back from Taves. Down low is Nelson. Nelson's tied up. 3 seconds. As this is power play over. Well past the Taves. Wrister went wide. This ends the period. Dallas outshoots Colorado 13-5. And on a mini breakaway. And Gabriel Landeskog in his first NHL game in 1,032 days. It's a feel-good moment, and the Avs want to capitalize on it. They have the game's only goal. Nichushkin. It's 1-0. Halleck Nava, Ian Genge here with you, as we're following along with you on the action throughout the National Hockey League and the National Basketball Association. So to give you the scoring recap of Washington-Montreal, Dvorak from Josh Anderson and Brendan Gallagher. It was too close to call on that goal because both Dvorak and Anderson were on the net front, but Dvorak got a stick onto the puck and fired it home. It was at the 1:16 mark of the second period. Connor McMichael tied it up. A feed from Taylor Radish. And Dylan Strome, a minute after the McMichael goal, puts the Caps up 2-1. Anthony Beauvillier and Ryan Leonard. Then it looked to be deja vu to Game 1 when Montreal was pressuring late, but they could not get the tying goal they needed, and McMichael, with his second of the game, was the insurance marker. Just 9 goals combined between the first 2 games of this series. Washington won the both 3-2 in overtime, 3-1 in this one. In games 1 and 2 respectively. Let's check in with the goaltenders. And Sam Montembeault, 29-31 in this game. Another spectacular day in the offense for Montembeault, who started his NHL career with the Florida Panthers as the backup to Sergei Bobrovsky, and carved out every role as a starter on the Habs after Jake Allen got traded to the New Jersey Devils. And Washington, with another stout effort from Logan Thompson, 25 of 26. First 2 games in his Washington postseason career, he played 4 playoff games with the Vegas Golden Knights, and he was solid for Vegas in a rather low-scoring series against Vegas. So as it is Brent Clark from Warren Fogle and Philip Deneau on the power play. Of note, the Oilers' penalty kill allowed 4 power play goals all of last postseason. So far this year, they've allowed 3 power play goals in 2 games. We don't anticipate them going back to those historic numbers from last year. But we'd expect more from this Oilers team, but they got slower in the offseason. And I point this out again. Oof. And we got an update from the Rockets-Warriors game, Ian. While the Rockets lead by 15 points, Jimmy Butler will miss the rest of the game with an injury to his pelvis. It is a pelvis contusion officially.
What When did this happen?
Just now.
Just now. Oh, man. Oh, wow. I was thinking there's been a bit of a drop-off on the Warriors scoring as of late. Then it occurred to me I haven't seen Jimmy Butler's name pop up. I'm following along on the ESPN website. I haven't seen Jimmy Butler's name pop up at all. Now I know why. As for... I want to comment on the Kings real quick. Let's see, how much time we got left in... All right, we have 13 minutes left in the intermission. Right now, Alec, the LA Kings are playing as they should. They're playing like a team who's on their last... This is one of their last shots. It feels like it, because this is the third or fourth time you've gone up against the Oilers in back-to-back years in the playoffs. You've got to slay this dragon, and you've got to slay it now. Thankfully, they got an infusion of youth, excellent skill players, and Drew Doughty just won't die.
All reliable between Doughty and Anze Kopitar, two of the three Stanley Cup champion members from the 2012 and 2014 teams. And the other one, Trevor Lewis, different jersey number, same fourth line grinder role.
Yep. And man, I have a feeling Drew Doughty is going to finish out that contract even if it kills him. And honestly, I would too. You're getting $11 million per year as a defenseman.
I think he's gonna finish it out, and whether or not he takes the veteran discount to remain with the Kings for one more ride, or whether or not he hangs up the laces is up to his decision. But it is a next man up league, and guess who is capitalizing on next man up? Brant Clark, who is next in line among the top tier offensive defensemen on the Kings. He's in line to take over as the top offensive defenseman on the Kings should Doughty hang the laces up.
That's good. She's already contributed to his team scoring power play goal. They need to keep scoring though, because Edmonton's not one to sit by quiet. McDavid and Draisaitl are going to get theirs. So, Kings, best find a way to start sniping into the net more. And, look, right now we're supposed to be impartial, but at the moment, look, we've already seen the Oilers take their best shot, and we've seen them beat the Kings. What is it now? Two or three postseasons in a row?
Yeah, 3 years in a row.
3 years in a row. I want something different. And yes, that makes me sound entitled, but I want something different.
Yeah.
Give us the Kings in the second round.
Yeah, you know what? And I may sense the feeling that this year is different for the Kings because they are upping their defensive intensity, and they moved away from the much maligned 1-3-1 to deliver a 1-2-2 forecheck.
Wait. They were running the 1-3-1 last year?
And it didn't work, so they decided to switch things up and run a 1-2-2 this year.
Why does anyone still run the 1-3-1? If you didn't see the Guy Boucher Ottawa Senators, look them up. That team did not do well. They did well for 1 year, but after that, look, the 1-3-1. All we have to do is wait. So basically, all we have to do is get the puck around the three guys in the middle, we're left with one defenseman or one forward back there, and it's an easy breakaway for a 2-on-1 assault on the goalie. And you still want to run that. You still decided to run that system.
Jim Hiller knew that the 1-3-1 doesn't work the hard way, so he decided to switch it up and move away from that, and committed to a different approach, one that's built on more defensive forechecking, a style of 1-2-2 that's more sustainable, and with the goaltending he rounded out, it does help. It didn't show in Game 1, but I fully believe that Darcy Kemper is going to be one of the key reasons as if the Kings were to finally slay the Demons.
Oh yeah, there's also the upgrading goaltending. You have Darcy Kemper, a very good option, and you're not running out there with Phoenix Copley and I don't even remember who the back. All I remember is Phoenix Copley because everyone was going, "What the heck? Who the heck is this guy?"
Oh, that was an underdog story that we didn't expect in a 2023 season. He was the starter for the majority of that year, but LA knew that the magic was running out, so they went to get Jonas Korpisalo, who was playing his best stretch of hockey that season. And while he was solid in LA, the magic quickly wore off its luster in the playoffs. Then and the year before they ran through past prime Jonathan Quick, and then last year, Cam Talbot. Ugh, rough goaltending for the last 3 years. But this year. It may be different here for LA. It's led them to being the best home team in the league. Also checking with the NBA on some final results. And for the Boston Celtics, no Jason Tatum. He was out with a bone contusion on his hand. But no problem. Guess who did the job for the C's? Jaylen Brown, who dominated. 36 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and made Orlando pay for all the "we want Boston" chants. Why do people make those chants?
I don't know. I don't know why they still do that.
Come on. Have people not learned from last year's run? Have people not learned from when the Yankees faced the Red Sox? Nobody should ever want a specific opponent, let alone Boston. I know Orlando doesn't have a lot of offense in them, and they're a more defensive team. If you want Boston, you better back up those words. And Orlando didn't. That chant, though, that's a death sentence.
I mean, Alex, I don't know what Boston has to, or not Boston. I don't know what Orlando has to do to make themselves a threat. Because, look, you can point to the final score, you can point to the box score and say, "Hey, look at this, we almost did it." You lost two games in a row in Boston. If you win one game this series, congratulations. It's like every other time you've made it to the dance. You win one game and then you bow out in the first round. I don't know what they do because it feels like no matter what good player they have, they can't close the deal. Last time they did, the furthest they ever made it was with Dwight Howard and a bunch of cast-offs. And they haven't been able to find that guy again. it's honestly, I don't know what you do because they tried to rebuild, they tried to tank, and yeah, they got Paolo Banchero, but who else do they have?
Franz Wagner. That may be the closest that they have.
I mean, well, so yeah, you got Wagner, you got Isaac, but I mean, at this point, okay, outside of coaching, what else do they do?
It just feels like another lost season for Orlando. And it sucks because Jalen Suggs was a promising piece for them as one of the best defensive-minded guards in the league. That's why he got that big bag over at Orlando. But what else can they do? There's not really a lot for them. They haven't made a deep run ever since the Dwight Howard year in 2009 when they had Rashard Lewis and Hedo Turkoglu.
Yeah, and then, I mean, you know, they tried that ill-advised trade for Serge Ibaka. I still have no idea what they were thinking.
Oh my goodness.
But, I mean, at this point, look, you don't rebuild or anything like that, but good Lord, you got to do something. I don't know if it's because they don't have, well, actually, there is one thing they need to improve on. You cannot have Lendl Carter as your starting center. He has performed admirably, but you cannot do that. You need a legitimate big man. And if I'm them, I can't even tell you who's a good. You know, I can't even tell you a good trade partner or who might have a good big man that they can trade for.
It's tough to see. It's really thin. But then you got the Cleveland Cavaliers, who defeat the Miami Heat 121-112. And despite the 33-point effort from Tyler Hero, 6 rebounds and 5 assists, it just wasn't enough. The Cavs come out on top. Another 30-point night from Spider-Man, who does whatever a spider can.
Yeah. Oh, well, see, the Heat are an easier case. Jimmy Butler's gone. They need to hit the reset button and they need to blow everything up and get whatever they can. It's time. It's post-Wade, post-Braun, post-Butler. You know, this so-called Heat culture that they have, it's dead. It's done. Spoelstra's gone. Pat Riley is basically a face-up. You know, he's a name and a face at this point. You need to hit the reset button. You know, you need to build the team of the future. You know what? Tyler Hero has been playing okay in these playoffs, in the offseason. Now, I don't know what his contract is like, but in the offseason, you make him available as a trade option. Same thing with Bam Adebayo.
Bold, but, you know, given that the Heat are stuck in purgatory now, that could be the belief. They need to tear that down, even though they're refusing to do so. Because Pat Riley is running this team like it... I don't have the words to describe it.
You know how he's running it? What he's basically doing is, he is doing the weekend at Bernie's routine. This team is dead. The Heat are dead, and he is simply playing puppet master with his corpse. As morbid as that sounds, that is the best way I can describe it.
It's just a puppeteer.
Yep.
Hey, everyone's getting back here at Ball Arena, and it feels weird seeing Ryan Callahan at the broadcast booth.
live in weird times.
Oh.
Hey, real quick before we get back on commentary, how do you feel about the new commentators for these playoff games?
Are you talking about NHL?
Yeah, NHL.
So these playoff games, so far, I don't have any opinion, but we're soon to getting back underway. I may answer your question once we get to stoppage. Oh, Natchez and Granlund are not done yet. Hey, wanted to go after this puck, but to answer your question, well, I don't have any opinion about this, but I'm more upset about the fact that TNT is, as we're underway, I'm more upset about the fact that TNT has some of their broadcasters broadcasting games remotely. I'll give credit to ESPN for always having their broadcasters on site, like they are with Bob Wischusen and Ryan Callahan. Sat a pass to the slot, never made his way all the way through. Cody Ceci restarts for Esa Lindell. Lindell moves it up, and Hintz will flip it down. And it's over the glass. But if I'm a broadcasting company, I would always have my broadcasters on site. That's one of my pet peeves.
True that.
Yep, because it doesn't feel right having a virtual broadcast. That makes no sense at all. 14-5 the shots, and this one is won by MacKinnon from center ice. Rink wide from Taves to Makar. Makar sets up for MacKinnon. Nathan MacKinnon around the horn to the far corner. Ceci tied up his man on the rush. The Stars want to get a breakout. Here comes the race to the puck, and Makar finished ahead by 1/10 of a second. So, well ahead of Cody Ceci. That forces the icing. So, there was the option for MacKinnon to shoot on the one-timer at the power play. So, he defers it over to Makar, who fires this one. He looked for a redirection from Artturi Lehkonen. He sees that the shooting lane was closed off. He makes a smart read. Off the face-up at the far side, down goes one at the Stars, and around the horn, wraparound try Gerard! Wacky at the puck, Ottinger is down, still loose at the front of the crease. They're both poking at it, and Ottinger, Snow Angels, to keep it out. Artturi Lehkonen threatened to strike it. Ottinger was not tested a lot in this first period, but out the gates, Jared Bednar has his guys flying here at the second period. And around the wraparound, Gerard was closed off. And then everyone ensuing on all mayhem. Brock Nelson and Artturi Lehkonen going at it. Ottinger covered it with his right pad. And we'll have a face-off to his right. It stays a 1-0 game because of him. Nelson to take the face-off, but it's beat by Johnston. Around behind the net, it is directed to Ben. Feed up front to the middle. Directed through by Johnston right behind Blackwood's crease and on for the near corner. Nichushkin trying to get on the forecheck to take this one away. Harley on the keep. Around the boards. Ben shouldered away the approaching Av and holds at the far half boards. Forced to the right point. Just manages to keep this one inside. Stars setting up, but this one blocked on the pass. Ben able to hold it again for Johnston. Johnston shoved off once. It's Ben. Ben wants to get this one behind. Can't do it. Ben gives it over to Dadonov. Yevgeny Dadonov looks back to the point over to Harley. Harley deep shot. Blackwood's there. Rebound would not be picked up. But the Stars able to hold it. Dadonov through two stick lifts. Hoping for Johnston. But he was closed off by Manson. Avs will take over. And they clear this one down. And this one looked to be offside. It is. Valery Nichushkin signaled for it. And Nichushkin saw that there were too many men on the ice. As the Stars were offside, they are going to get a penalty for too many men on the ice. 6 players were out there at the time, and serving the penalty will be Mason Marchment. So there were 6 players. One of them was just coming onto the bench. You have to come off the ice for this puck to be played inside. And that's going to be a Colorado power play. Marchment is serving the penalty for too many men on the ice. Face-off is to the left of Ottinger. MacKinnon wins it. This goes back for Makar. Will direct it onto the near half boards. Jordan mishandled. Lehkonen and MacKinnon is tied up. Lehkonen trying to free up space. Still it's free over the near corner. Stars get it all the way down. 15 minutes into the power play. Makar will pick this one up. And we'll send this over to MacKinnon. We'll reset. Oscar Bacchus backing up. He's with Sam Steele, Esa Lindell, and Cody Ceci. MacKinnon goes to Drouin. Drouin drops back for Makar. MacKinnon readies up over the left circle. It's bounced off a stick. Nate just tried to keep this one alive. And this bounces out all the way to the Avs zone. Blackwood blockered this one away off a pad. And the Stars able to change. MacKinnon leading the rush again. It's actually a Marty Natchez. He'll go rink wide on the flip. MacKinnon reaches up. MacKinnon with Nichushkin on the reverse. And this is out of reach. The Avs will go for a change with Nichushkin coming off. Mackenzie Blackwood leads it behind for Makar as we're past the midway point of this power play. Makar feeds it up the far side for Nichushkin. Nichushkin around the horn and exiting onto the near side. Nichushkin going to the point. Makar. Landeskog back out there. Cheers for the crowd. And a deep shot. Blocked away by Ottinger. And this will be cleared out again. Cale Makar once more. Leads the way for Nichushkin. Trying to find Coyle. He is close off at the far half boards. Coyle keeping this one alive as Sam Steele gets shoved off. Esa Lindell got a stick on the puck and pinching his Devon Tays to try to hold. Right on Jamie Benn at the near half boards. The Stars wanting to clear this one down and off the rush. Michael Granlund trying to pursue this puck. Beats out Charlie Coyle. Coyle shoves him. Avs trying to pry it free. It is Taves under control. 2 seconds and 1. Power play over. Back to 5-on-5 we go as Taves waits behind Blackwood's crease. And will send it left side. The Stars did an excellent job holding the Avs at bay. No shots on that power play. The Avs whip this one up front. And it pursues Kelly. Parker Kelly around for the far corners. This is held inside by Nelson. Bart the fourth lines out there as Kelly tries to hold it. Nelson goes for a change. That gets Drury on the ice. O'Connor also there. Kelly. Some movement on the puck. Marchment wacky at it. Puck came free. O'Connor. Mowinski couldn't hold his own. And with 4:30 gone in this second period, the Stars wanting to even this one up at 1. Fire back inside and racing after the puck is Ceci, who sticks this one away when Lindell trying to get it out. For the near half boards, Mowinski in pursuit with Marchment heavily checking up front. Mowinski got to it and then sends it up for O'Connor. O'Connor closing it on Ottinger. Levels it up and is denied by the other. Getting it back is Drury. Gets spun around by Harley. And down behind the net is O'Connor. That could have been an amazing goal for O'Connor. But he gets denied by the other. What a break. Hide his fourth line. Trying to go on the backhand off the forehand. Trying to catch Cody Ceci. He napping. He elevated that one. Ottinger may have gotten a piece. And it exits out of play. Wow. Off this face-up, Makar fakes a slapper. Makar closes in. Makar gets forced out by Lyubushkin, but he's tied up now. Lyubushkin gets judo flip. Hit sticks it away. And this will be settled down by Lindell at the far side. Glove down by the Avalanche. They'll enter back in with numbers. Closing inside is O'Connor. Good stick it away by Dallas. Looking to reset, but can't do it. Makar leads it to the far side. Drop pass. Makar missed an assignment. Up the middle, it is Granlund. Entry feed for hits. Too far of Rantanen tries to shove Taves aside. Right behind Blackwood's crease, the Avs take it up. On for the near side, outlet pass for Drouin. And here's MacKinnon speeding in. MacKinnon fires. Fought off by Ottinger. That went off the stick, and on for the near side is Benn. Jamie Benn races around Josh Manson. Stops at the near corner. Snow showers there. Wyatt Johnson tries to set up in front, but there's nothing. Colorado trying to reset. On the near side, Kiviranta. Right around. Oh my goodness! What an incredible hit by Joel Kiviranta on Liam Bishop. Thunderous slam at the near corner. Here's Manson. Bodies in front. And oh my goodness, Bishop was hurt. He is down and wincing in pain. and the officials have to blow the play dead. He is ailing. He took that shot from Qtrs at the near corner. Jamie Benn checks up on Bishop, and the medical staff goes out there to assist him. Oh my word. Everything is happening, Ian. He's hurting. Might have blocked the shot. Ooh. They're checking up on him. We'll step away for the moment. This is our injury timeout, so we're going to step away from the action. So it is. So meanwhile, and it looks like Bishop is getting up onto his knees with some assistance from the medical staff. He is clutching his upper body and is slow to skating. I can't imagine taking a vicious hit like that one. Oh my goodness.
Well, with the speed these guys go at, some of these guys go at the speed of a car going through the school zone, and hitting someone at that speed, I'd say it's about, I would say it shakes the entire skeleton.
Fair enough.
Yeah, like once you get hit, the bones do that. The bones resonate. They ring and resonate.
Yeah, and they rang and resonated with the Swiss defender, 6'7", and this is his first full season with the Stars. Alternating roles on the third line pair on the left side with Brendan Smith, but he's going nicely here on the third pairing and filling in with a purpose. At halftime, it is 60-46 Houston, and leading the way. You did mention that Jalen Green needs to have a bounce-back game. Well, here's a look at his stat line in Game 2. 15 points and 4 assists.
Excellent. And let's also give a shout-out to, is it Tari? Is it Tari Eason?
And yes, Tari Eason with 12 points off the bench. 5 of 6 from the field. And he cashed in with 6 rebounds too. Tari's having himself a solid night off the bench.
Yep, and that's what they need, because right now Amin Thompson and Dylan Brooks are in single digits along with Fred VanVleet. Although, to be fair, VanVleet has only, he's played 21 minutes and only taken 3 shots. Fred, gonna need more there, buddy.
Gonna need more. Back here, we'll be following along with the Rockets game closely. Up the near side, Harley is tangled up, and this goes around to the far half boards. And around for Gretzky's office, a pass cut off, intended for Granlund as Makar got it out. The Stars glove this one down. Shots are 15-9 Dallas. Looking to move up the far side, and here's Rantanen taking this one aside. Hits! Deflected this one wide. Granlund on the keep. Behind the net for Rantanen. Walked to clear in front, but can't. From the right point. And Blackwood saw it all the way. Leave behind, no rebound. The fans cheer for Blackwood. And when you mentioned about Amin Thompson, Dylan Brooks, they each have scored 6 points. But Amin's played just 6 minutes. Brooks, 9 minutes. So, not a lot here for either one of these two in terms of workload.
No.
1-0 Avs here. We're in the middle of this second period, and this one could not be cleared down. The Stars gain to keep. Sam Steele around. Oscar Bach cut off the pass. Bach on his back onto the near corner. Feeds it around for Blackwell, who gets shoved. Jack Drury wants to pick it up and does. Leaving this behind for Ryan Lindgren. Lindgren for Sam Malinsky. Landeskog, 15 goals, 24 assists, and 35 career playoff games. Do we see a goal from the captain here tonight at Ball Arena? In the far corner, this skips right by a Star, and the Avs wanting to get this one back out to center, which they do, and giving chase to the puck is Ilya Lyubushkin. Stars playing with 5 defensemen now because of the injury to Bishop. And it's an undisclosed upper body injury. We'll get more on the status later. Duchesne down low for Sagan. Marchment's there. He got upended by Manson. He went down, gets back up. Lindgren went down as well. And up the far half boards, the Avs want to get this one down. Chip pass, foot race, icing by a nose there on the forecheck. Some of the Avs fans don't like it, but that was the correct call. Dallas was ahead that time around. Nearly 8 minutes into the second period. And so far on the Warriors side, the only player doing damage among the regulars are Steph Curry and Moses Moody. 11 points and 7 respectively. Curry has 5 assists. And off the bench, Pat Spencer with 9 points on 9 minutes. This is a 12-man rotation, rare in the NBA.
Although, take a look at Guy Santos with 4 personal fouls, and this isn't good. It's not just Jimmy Butler. Brandon Podzinski has only played 8 minutes. I think he's out.
Oh, so it's trouble here for the Warriors as they're dealing with injuries. Back inside, now the Stars get an icing of their own. And this one, there's no debate about it. And it turns out that Amon Thompson, 6 minutes. And I believe he got ejected for that play on Jimmy Butler that injured him. So they'll have to trust Jabari Smith Jr. and Tari Eason off the bench. Not bad options. Tari's making the most of it. Face off in the right circle, won by MacKinnon. Back for Makar. Makar, blocker save, Oettinger, rebound, cleared away. Kept in by Natchez at the near side. Opposite side, MacKinnon wants to go to Drouin, but is poked out and all the way down. Taves will be the first one back. And the Avs will restart. Devon Taves fades one up the near side for Makar. Whip around pass. Couldn't find Natchez as Harley will restart for the Stars. Move one up the near side as Rantanen deflects this one in. First one is Granlund. Rebound at the front end. Blackwood cleared that one away onto the far corner. MacKinnon will reset. Avs will go the other way. Here's Nathan MacKinnon. Poked away by Lyubushkin. Backhand this one out. Granlund's there. So is Natchez. Elevator shots. Oettinger was right there. 2-on-2 the other side. Granlund leads the way. Drop pass off. Here's Rantanen. Fires. And Blackwood made the stop. He is shoveled away into the near corner by Malinsky. One of his former teammates. The Avs will ice it. 10:40 left in this second period. As they're going through this play-by-play, Amon Thompson played 6 minutes. As I'm going to wonder the exact moment if he got ejected.
Oh, so he did get ejected.
I don't know, but he played just 6 minutes. I guess Ime Udoka wasn't willing to do so. And at the near corner, Duchesne behind, and that goes opposite side. And it's cleared out by Colorado. They will not get any changes, but they will get a partial change now. Malinsky, this one for an icing, and the Avs will get the changes they want. But I'm trying to see. There's nothing that says ejection here on Amon Thompson. But he has not played in a while. I guess he's getting benched for a long sequence as Ime wants to teach him some discipline. Also, off note, Mikko Rantanen has 11 shots on goal without a goal. That's the most in a postseason so far without a shot on goal for 2 games. Here's Matushkin, and Oettinger turns it away. And now through center ice, Manson backhands one, and the Avs will re-enter. Lehkonen is tied up. This bounce off of the Tushkin, and the Stars have a 2-on-2 the other way. Marchment sends it up, and Manson shoves away his man, Lindgren, off of Nelson, and this will go back deep and recollected by Dallas for another icing. That's strange because at first I thought Amon got ejected for the injury to Jimmy Butler, but it turns out that's not the case. Jimmy and Podziemski, they played 8 minutes each. I have to see if there's any injury designation for Podziemski. I don't see it just yet, but what is known is Jimmy. Mikko Rantanen is averaging 1.22 points per game, which is 9th all-time in a playoff career.
I'd like to give a quick update. The Kings are up 2-0 now. Second goal scored by Quinton Byfield.
Love that for the kid, as he's having himself a bounce back from the early start. Blackwood recollects it. Gerard over the far side. Byfield, former second overall pick, was in the same draft as Alexei Lafreniere and Tim Stützle. The Stars slowed down the entry. Colin Blackwell was shoved away. Over the right point. And still onside, that was Gabriel Landeskog who made his presence felt. Coyle, here's a drop pass. Blaster! And stopped by Ottinger. No rebound. The Stars will pick it up. And they'll send this one towards the penalty box doors. Harley takes it up himself. Coyle. This one bounced up. Here's Kiviranta. Moving up is Drouin. Landeskog on the bench. The Stars will sell this back up with Dadonov. Dadonov waits. Fires. Leveled away by Blackwood. Held at the far half boards as is curried on back. And the Avs want to clear this one out. Kiviranta tied up near the sin bin. And this is batted back by Gerard for his partner Manson. Josh Manson sends it up the far side. Ottinger plays this one out. Outside of his crease for Essa Lindell. Lindell moves it up the near side for Drouin. Drouin tied up by Johnston, but MacKinnon takes it away. MacKinnon can't get this one down as it's settled down by Jamie Benn. Natchez giving chase. Up the far side, recollected by MacKinnon. Waiting and goes for Cale Makar. For Martin Natchez. Natchez across. Here's MacKinnon waiting, firing. And that one was fought off by Ottinger. MacKinnon waiting with this puck. Plenty of time, but gets forced out. The Stars will go on the rush here. Up the right side. Granlund around MacKinnon. Jamie Benn fights off Parker Kelly. Benn still fighting for this loose puck at the far corner. Comes out for Bishop. Saved by Blackwood. He wanted a storybook return to the ice. Coming back from injury. And it's good to see him back on the ice. He's fighting through the pain. Kid's a warrior. He walks up through the high slot, and he tried to challenge the shot using Makar as a screen, but Blackwood's there to flash the letter. It's still 1-0 Avs. We'll be right back.
So, Amin Thompson is in to start the third quarter, and as I say that, Jalen Green gets another makes another 3. He's up to 18 on the night. And as we're at break, let's see what other updates we have. The Kings are currently in the middle of a power play, halfway through. And other than that, that's all the updates currently in the action.
Yeah, so far, it's been endless playoff action. Yeah, here and there, I've been chiming in on the other two sports, NFL and MLB. The draft is tomorrow, and it appears that Rockets fans are chanting "F you, Draymond."
Wow.
The hatred runs deep.
Yeah, Draymond's made enemies everywhere. It's no surprise that there's foul language for him.
Oh, yeah, Quinton Byfield, after a wrongly timed check by the Oilers, puts the Kings up 2-0. Oh, that goal horn's a beauty. And, you know, I love LA is iconic in Los Angeles sports. Played after every Dodgers win, and it carries over to other sports. Lakers wins, Kings wins, Rams wins. Winner of this series between the Stars and Avalanche will face the winner of the Jets and Blues in the Western Conference Semifinal.
It will likely be the Jets. it will very likely be the Jets.
7:53 left in this second period. Avs getting playoff loud as the monitors say. Stars have it though, looking for a lane for a quick shot. Too many bodies in front. Rock Nelson there to collect this puck, but he is tied up by Marchment and Duchesne. Sagan joining in for additional support. Josh Manson and Valerie Nichushkin try to pry it free. Still, there's no movement on the puck. John McIsaac arriving there to see if there's movement, and there is. Manson wanting to move this one backwards, and it finally comes free. The Avs have it. Up the far side, 4 on free as they enter on the left side. At the near corner, tight shot, bounce off Ottinger, and it's a glove down. Right in front was Lehkonen. This pass missed Nichushkin, but able to hold is Makar. Makar leveled by Marchment, and Nichushkin gets stick lifted by Bishop. 7 minutes left here in period number 2. The Stars trailed by 1 in game 2. They tied it up at 3 apiece and won in overtime. This time the Avs lead 1-0. The Stars have something in them. MacKinnon, very nice moves. Makar. Oh no, this is an offside. Oh, normally there will be rookie laps for every warm-up. But as Gabriel Landeskog took the ice, he was the first one besides Mackenzie Blackwood to the ice, and he was greeted to a crowd of loud roars. And there was a time in which he took the ice and did some laps around. A nice gesture by these fans. Stars off the face-off through the far side. Duchesne powers through. Matt Duchesne with Devon Taves on his face. On for the near half boards with Rope Hintz, or rather Michael Granlund there. Rantanen can't get the puck. Hintz could, but the Avs quickly get to it on a 3-on-2. Rushing back the other way. MacKinnon, Natchez fires it. Ottinger makes the huge stop. Out the far side, the Stars wait with this. Carrying this one up. Over skating was Granlund. Directed on for the near quarter, and the Avs will restart it. Natchez leads it up for Charlie Coyle. Coyle fires, kicked out by Ottinger. And through the far side, Mackenzie Blackwood will play this one. First career home playoff game for Blackwood, as his first 2 career playoff games were on the road. Icy against Colorado. The Avs split those first 2 games. A 5-1 win in game 1. A 4-3 overtime loss in game 2. Yevgeny Dadonov tied it up. And Colin Blackwell the hero after a giveaway by Parker Kelly. Or rather Miles Wood, excuse me. Marty Natchez on the bench, and the fans cheering here for Landeskog. Off the faceoff is grabbed by Joe Kiviranta, a former Star, alongside Valerie Nichushkin. Up the far corner, Kiviranta shoves away Harley, and around the horn gets it set up. Coyle fires, and that might have been blocked in front. And here's the feedback for Malinsky, who fires it. Too much traffic. Gerard trying to keep. Around it goes for Coyle. Coyle can't hold his own. Harley on the backhand out, and a race for the puck towards the Colorado blue line. It gets batted out. Malinsky up the near side. Harley sells it down. Up the middle. The Stars giving chase. Look out! Charlie Coyle decked this man, or that was Jack Drury rather, and this one lofted through center where it's gloved down by Bishop. And a stoppage. And it's going to be blown dead, I believe, for a hand pass. So we'll come back to you here from downtown Denver. The Avalanche still leading 1-0. The lone goal by Valerie Nichushkin on a 4-on-4. We'll be right back. And it's still a 16-point difference. Steph Curry has 13 points, but it's quickly countered by Jalen Green, who has 20. And the big star in Houston's show from the 20th, Alperen Sengun, with 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. Already a double-double.
Yep. I'm not surprised. Alright, so we got, so far, everything is going, everything's working everything's working for the Rockets so far.
You just hate to see players go down to injury. And,
yeah, which, I mean...
Look, I am a Rockets fan, but I like Jimmy Butler. He's one of the best players I've watched around. He's been electric through deep playoff runs with the Heat, and I absolutely hate it that he goes down to injury. I would love it if he comes back fully healthy. Prayers up.
Yeah. As for Pods, I have no idea. I have no idea what happened to him.
Probably an injury designation because his minutes counter is still the same at 8. Mikko's back out there on the top line with Dallas. Has 5 shots tonight. Is still without a point. Gone this deep into the postseason. And he is held without a point in his first 2 games of this year's postseason. If he is without a point, it will be the first time in his career he'll be held without a point in 3 straight playoff games. It'll be Sam Steele to take the faceoff, opposite Jack Drury, and it's won by Steele. Steele tries to head to the bench, and a stoppage here with 5 minutes left. A winner of Game 3 has gone on to win the series most of the time. Per the official stats, they've won the series 66% of the time. The winner of Game 3, and a series that's tied 1 apiece. Here, the Avalanche are playing more of their game. Once again, it's Drury taking the face-off opposite Blackwell. Rantanen is out there on the ice with Blackwell and Steele. No Oscar Bach here. And Liam Bishop feeds it up for Rantanen. Rantanen sends it around onto the far corner where Girard is there. Moved around to the near corner. The Avs will restart. Deep pass, and this will be bounced up and collected by Alex Petrovic. Near the Stars bench, Rantanen was closed off, and it bounced up and onto the far half boards. The Stars will restart. Liam Bishop fires around from far to near around the horn. That one bounced out, and the Stars will have to restart again. Bishop fires it in again. Closed off by Girard again. And over the far corner, the Stars right behind the net. The Avs sweep it away, but kept in by Bishop walking to left point. Deep shot. Hits someone in front. It's onto the left circle. Bishop tries again. Can't get it. And first to it is Logan O'Connor. Out for Bishop. 6'7", 231 pounds. Was the 18th pick in the 2022 NHL entry draft. He exits onto the bench, but it's a big, towering presence. Fired inside by Dallas. First one back as Malinsky was tied up by Marchment. O'Connor, Girard, and Sagan are all there. And this one bounced onto the right point, held in by Lyubushkin. Harley sent it to the shade, the right circle, fires it. Blackwood there. And unable to keep it is Harley, with Lehkonen pursuing him. Lehkonen shoves Harley towards the wall. They go after this one as there's pushing and shoving towards the corner. Lyubushkin and Nelson are both there. Wacky at it, hounding that area entirely. Hence and Nichushkin right behind the play. And they're still in no man's land trying to untangle each other. And Helson is holding onto this puck. Payne is towards no man's land. They're wrestling at it. And the officials all over this one. If there's no movement, that will be the first stoppage here for a puck that's pinned towards no man's land. And finally it comes free. How many FD sequences have we had? Lehkonen finds an open man. Stopped by Oettinger. Brock Nelson keeps alive down low. Back towards the point. It's fed for Manson. Manson around the horn. To Gretzky's office for Nichushkin. Valerie Nichushkin feeds it back for Sam Girard. Mishandled the puck. And this will exit out onto the Colorado zone. Restarting now is Nathan MacKinnon. I thought it was Logan O'Connor, but he had Natchez there. Manson across for Girard. And now back for Manson. Josh Manson deflected this one in front. MacKinnon re-enters with the puck. Back down low for Natchez. Martin Natchez, pressured by Esther Lindell, is sent onto the left point, held inside, and is back behind the crease. Natchez and MacKinnon both there, pride free, and on for Jamie Benn. Benn leading the rush for the far side as Drew went on him. Benn driving the crease, backhander, forced wide by Blackwood. And here's Lindell to hold his own. Cale Makar is back. He levels his men. Out in front, MacKinnon was there, and he'll lead this one out too far. And both teams will go for the change. No, it's going to be an icing. The Dallas Stars cannot change with 1:53. So as we get an update on Miro Heiskanen's status, he is practicing in morning skate. He has just taken off the non-contact jersey, so he's been practicing in regular shifts for the Stars. He has not been cleared to play.
All right, a quick update from the Kings and Oilers game. Former Vancouver and Calgary cast-off Andre Kuzmenko with his second goal of the postseason on the power play. The Kings are up 3-0 on the Oilers.
Oh my goodness. We were asking for something different. We're getting something different.
Alec cannot handle another game like Game 1. Kings, please. Please, just hold the lead.
I see against Colorado, but hear ye, the king is in the building. Oh my goodness. Have we ever fair share twists and turns of the playoffs? Well, we did not have enough twists and turns of the playoffs, but here, in this low-scoring affair, it is Gabe Landeskog out on the ice opposite Jamie Benn. Third line against third line, but the two captains are out there. 5 hits by Landy so far. So in his first game back, he's made a good first impression physical-wise. Stopped by Blackwell on a deep shot for the point, and one of the Stars got leveled in the slot. Back on the other way, it is a 3-on-2. Charlie Coyle sends one across, looking for Landeskog. The fans want to see a goal back, but won't get one. Final minute of the second period. Restarting is Ben, as he'll send this over to Tyler Seguin. Seguin waits, and will send this in deep. It'll be restarted by MacKinnon. MacKinnon wants to split the defense himself. MacKinnon closing in. Fires it. Rebound. Nichushkin couldn't tap it home. And this may be a breakaway here the other way. Fires it off the crossbar. What are we witnessing here in Denver? Barry Nichushkin gets slid onto the wall by Matt Duchene, and this one going down low behind the net as they battle for the loose puck is settled down by Dallas. What chaos here as Dallas ices the puck. Oh my goodness. This is why you watch the playoffs, Ian.
Oh, man. Dallas just can't put it home.
Oh, they had a wide open look. It was Michael Granlund on a career year last year with the Sharks, carrying over the momentum here to the Stars, and all he found was the goaltender's best friend. Off the face-off, here's Cale Makar, had trouble with the puck. He'll retreat to the right point. It's watched by Duchene. Gets a screen, and then center one up. Nothing there. Here's a one-on-one the other way. Landeskog lifts a stick of Ilya Lyubushkin. That wrister was easily stopped by Blackwood. That's going to run out the second period. Well, Gabriel Landeskog, how do you do? 5 hits and a crucial stick lift right on Michael Granlund to end off the second period, where the Avs still lead 1-0. Colorado is 25-5 when leading after 2 periods this season. Can they keep this up in the third? That is yet to find out. But do remember, in this very building last year, Colorado was up 1-0. Dallas tied it at 1 in the third period. And guess who ended it in double overtime last year to win the series? None other than former Av, Matt Duchene. You were there for that one. Between us two and John. We were calling that game.
That's right. We were.
Yep, as we are seeing the replay on the Quinton Byfield goal. Oh, this is glorious in Los Angeles. Oh my goodness. Kings, it may be funny knowing that I was rooting for the Oilers to win the Stanley Cup last year, but you know what? if there was a time to win a playoff series, it's now, Kings. Do it here, and you'll lift all curses. It would be a wonderful day for an exorcism.
Yep. Also, can we talk about the fact that the Minnesota Wild absolutely dominated the Vegas Golden Knights last night? Wild, I apologize. I was not familiar with their game.
Yeah, we were all not familiar with their game because Kirill Kaprizov just reminded us all why the Wild were one of the better teams in the league in the first half of the season. And this game showed it.
Alec, we're headed to deja vu. Leon Draisaitl.
Oh, wow.
He did the thing, Alec. He's doing the thing. Yeah, they are doing the thing again. Again.
Oh, if this is deja vu, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
You're seriously gonna do this again, LA?
Oh my god. Oh. And it was a John Klingberg assist that set it up.
Hang on, I gotta go back and look at this again. Okay, so Kuzmenko, Byfield, Kempe scored the first 3 goals, and Danault scored the first four unanswered. Alec, three guesses who scored the first goal for Edmonton in game 1.
Wait, what game again are you talking about?
Game 1, Oilers Kings. Who do you think scored the first Edmonton goal?
Oh, it doesn't take rocket science to think about this one. Draisaitl.
Yep.
By doing the thing.
Yep.
Oh my god. I have no idea. If this is deja vu, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, oh god. Let's see. Quick look in on... Okay, so your Rockets are still up 15 on the Warriors. A little over 2 minutes left in the third. So far it's going well to the Rockets. They're playing a very efficient game. Steph Curry currently has 14 points. We know he's going to get more. Biggest difference tonight, Jalen Green has 25.
There's the argument to be made that he is the most important player on the Rockets, and he showed that. There are moments in which he can be comfortable with the ball, and here we're witnessing that. The key here, you have to. If I'm the Rockets, I'm still not comfortable here because the Warriors, even without Jimmy Butler, they're still capable of coming from behind. And you always have to watch out for a red-hot Steph Curry. Because any lead is not safe. We learned this from the game 1 between the Kings and Oilers. No lead is safe.
Yes.
Oh, and Podziemski's back in the game.
Oh, he is. Well, how about that?
Golden State decided to go with a bigger lineup to get Quinton Post more minutes. Yeah, Post is seeing Post is coming off the bench. He has played 18 minutes so far, but he's becoming a regular on the Warrior lineup. So their 5 guys without Jimmy would be Steph Curry, Brandon Podziemski, Moses Moody, Draymond Green, and Quinton Post. That puts Jonathan Kuminga's future with Golden State likely in peril. And we saw from there, but yep, Draisaitl scored the first goal for Edmonton in game 1. He scored the first goal for Edmonton in game 2. Both times, He did the thing. Huh. But this time around, he scored much earlier in the game. Klingberg on the setup. Still doesn't feel right that John Klingberg is an Oiler. I do remember he missed almost all of last year, where he spent the last year and a half at Robida Island. Good thing that he's back to playing hockey. Now it's an 11-point game. This is why I always say, when you have a lead, always act like you're playing from behind. Do not get comfortable. All right, so I'm also checking in along the headlines around around the leagues, as I'm checking in on the NHL, because this is what we're covering first. And one thing I want to note: Evander Kane is suiting up for the first time all season. He is on the second line with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Zach Hyman. They moved Draisaitl to the top line with Connor McDavid and Corey Perry. That's a curious decision, because Perry at this stage of his career is normally a fourth liner, but he's up at the top line next to Draisaitl and McDavid. But we want to know about last night, about the other games. We wondered if Matthew Tkachuk was going to, how much Matthew Tkachuk was going to factor in for the Panthers in his first game back from a groin injury. Here's your answer: 2 power play goals and 1 power play assist. The latter one, the assist was on the second of Nate Schmidt's 2 goals. So that's a statement there. And on a potent power play in which the Panthers scored 3 goals on 3 shots. That just doesn't seem like a real stat line. And it gets tougher for Tampa because Anthony Cirelli went down in the middle of the second period and did not return. But Nick Paul filled in admirably for the Bolts ever since he got moved up to the second line center spot. So in game 2, Cirelli's status is uncertain. But you'd imagine that Paul is going to step in his absence. And he should be. And what we wondered about last night was how we were not familiar with the Wild. Yeah, that was good that they answered back, because they just showed us about how good they were in the first half. With Kaprizov and Joe Eriksson in the lineup, they are one of the league's best this season.
Yep. Quick update on the Rockets and Warriors game. Jalen Green now has 30 points.
Let's go! Slay the demons.
Yeah, it is quite obvious now. If Shangun is the one with Jalen Green is the 2, and if he's going off like, and if they both go off like they're going off tonight, yeah, the Warriors. Yeah, this series will be over, and the Rockets will advance.
It's not over until one of these two teams say it is over. But I still think this will go the distance.
Yes, 7 games.
And if there is a 7th game between the Warriors and Rockets, I'll cover that no matter what.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. After 3, it is 87-71. You know what this duel reminds me between Şengün and Jalen Green? Kind of like a younger version of Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray.
I agree. Way more unpolished. But yeah, it has the potential to be that now. It has the potential to be better if Jalen Green can actually stay on the court more consistently than Jamal Murray.
Oh. The Blue Arrow as his nickname.
Yeah.
and part of the Canadian national team in basketball. And he's thriving there with your guy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh, Shai Gilgeous, man. Hey, Alec, at some point, now, I have a feeling you should host this because, quite frankly, you're a better host than I am for Spaces. But at some point, you and I are going to have to sit down, and I'm going to have to take you on a journey through the trade history that is the Oklahoma City Thunder. We don't have to go back all the way to 2008, even though there are trades that connect all the way back there. But we should start from the end of the Kevin Durant era and just work our way to the current year. Because you will not believe what Sam Presti has pulled off. It makes his heists make the Joker look like a simple snatch and grab man. Like a petty thief.
Man,
in any case,
that is crazy how you would get a rebuild on the fly like that. And you know, if the Nuggets do bow out in the first round, that actually is good news for the Thunder because the Thunder own the first round picks in 2027 and 2029 of the Nuggets' first round picks.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, there was also Alec. You were talking about a duo of a big man and a guard. Sengun, Green, Jokic, and Murray. Let me tell you about a duo that not many people will remember unless they've been watching the NBA for a few years. And this is a huge what could have been. I'm talking Giannis Antetokounmpo and a guy named Jabari Parker. Does that ring a bell?
It does. I remember Jabari Parker on the Bucks.
Yeah, before he got injured, man, I was seeing highlights of their games and them playing together. Dear Lord. They were looking to be world beaters. Unfortunately, Parker could never stay on the court, and injuries ultimately destroyed his career.
Oh, it's just he's one of those what could have been type of players. Up there with Grant Hill.
Yeah, although Grant Hill was, even in short minutes, even in, a limited sample size, Grant Hill was a dangerous player.
Yeah, a very dangerous player when on the court. Though, I want to get something curious here at the tail end of one of the games from today. And this goes back to the only other final score from today. Washington did beat Montreal 3-1. But Montreal, they outshot Washington 14-5. Strangely enough, Patrick Laine never played a single minute of the third period. Martin St. Louis kept him on the bench for the entire third period, despite finishing the game with an official tally of 10 minutes and 10 seconds.
I couldn't tell you why that is. I haven't heard any grumblings about Patrick Laine. As a matter of fact, it's surprising that Martin St. Louis kept him out. Either he and St. Louis do have tension, or there's something wrong with Laine that they're not ready to disclose yet.
Either that, or what I believe is that St. Louis wants to get his defensive-minded guys so as to back check when Washington has an opportunity to score. But Laine is an offensive-minded guy. If you want guys that can score, you need to counter with an offensive-minded guy. Why is Laine on the bench in the third period?
I don't know.
Oh. I'm trying to see a highlight from Jalen Green. Yeah, he took off and slammed it down. Let me put this on the jumbo. Watch this highlight from Jalen.
I will see. Steal. Got the whole bench riled up.
That's a highlight reel dunk for Jalen, who's seeing green.
Yep, and of course, this is what Jalen Green needs to be. Because, man, when he's like this, good luck.
An outright animal, no matter when he turns it on. He has 30 points tonight, 10 of 21, 6 of 15 from deep. What a night it's been for Jalen. And the Rockets up by 20 with less than 10 minutes to go in regulation. Though I'm still upset that Jimmy got hurt in this game. The defense is doing its job, holding everyone else at bay and forcing Steph Curry to be the primary creator of shots and to get things open for his teammates. And everyone else is locked up. But not only are you locking away Steph, but you also take away his options. So, and one question is, well, if you're a defense, would you rather take away Steph or would you rather take away his scoring options like you do with Jokic? So the defense is keyed in on Jokic's options and force him to be the primary shot creator. And that works because when Jokic puts up these masterclasses and everyone else gets shut down, winning strategy. Oh. And as we are entering this third period, both teams are in a tight, grueling match of one another. This season, Dallas has only 5 wins in 30 attempts, in which they were trailing entering the third period. They're down just by 1 goal. And Mackenzie Black with 18 saves, his 76 saves this postseason leads the NHL. It's game 3 of this series, and that can change it in a while. Third period underway. Avs with the first possession off this faceoff. Up the near side, this gets sent in from Drouin. First one back is Lindell with help from Ceci. Turnover. MacKinnon turns around. Fired this one wide. And it's held at the near corner. Johnston and Dadana poking away at it. So was Ceci. A ride onto the wall. And still came loose. Gabriel Landeskog. 5 hits in game 3 on 12 shifts. And off this icing, do we see Landeskog in the future in this third period? I believe we do, but do we see him here? Probably not, but it will be a lovely sight if he scores. I don't care what type of goal he scores. I just want him to score his first goal back tonight.
Absolutely.
18-13. That was a shot advantage, and the Avs will take this face-off up the far side now to the near side. Getting jostled at the puck with Zadonov. Natchez for Taves. This takes a bounce off a star in front. And Dallas will get this one all the way out and make their changes. Avalanche also changed lines. MacKinnon sends this inside. Up the near side is Natchez. Natchez backhands one to the opposite corner. MacKinnon loading up for the one-timer. It's deferred to Girard. Now back for Manson. Manson fires and bounced off a body. On the chase, it is, I believe, is Lehkonen. Backpedaling is Manson, who faces up for the far side. Turnover as Natchez went to the bench. Dallas trying to tie the game up at 1 goal apiece. For the far corner, Girard sends this to the near side. Nichushkin sends it up the near side for Lehkonen. And streaking down for a shot was stopped by Ottinger. That took a bounce, but one of the best chances by Colorado inside the Nichushkin goal. Cleared by Dallas. MacKinnon with the last shot. Colorado will get changes. Nichushkin's off the ice. Up the far side, this one deflected on for Sagan. This takes a bounce on the swat, and the Avs will scoop it down. Here's Gabriel Landeskog, back to near side. Landeskog across, and on the handle, Oettinger keeping a hold of it. And some pushing is shoving after the whistle. Thomas Harley wants a piece. Four Nations Faceoff champion with MacKinnon on Team Canada. MacKinnon winning Team MVP throughout the duration of the Four Nations Faceoff. Nolan Pratt working with the defenseman and working with the forwards for Colorado. He is one of the assistant coaches alongside Ray Bennett, who runs the power play. MacKinnon on the bench. But he is a workhorse every night. Still a 1-0 Avalanche lead here. Early stage of the third period. Mix of white jerseys and burgundy jerseys on this crowd. But sometimes you would want a whiteout crowd here if you already have. Landeskog will take the face-off. Oh, he lost it. Coyle was pressuring on the forecheck, and back the other way comes Dallas. Skips right by, and the Avs will clear this one down. Up the near side, Landeskog trying to get right by. Can't find any room past Ceci. Landeskog still giving chase, and the Stars will move it up the far side, near the benches. Dumped inside, but Oscar Bach can't take it up. Gabe Landeskog makes a nice pass on his knees. Gabriel Rantanen keeps the hold, but now a turnover. The Stars going 2-on-2 the other way with this fourth line. Devon Taves fights off Colin Blackwell. Behind the net, Makar is there. One of the Stars fell down. Back up on the feet. Taves there. That's poke free. And now up the other way is Kelly. We'll find O'Connor down deep on the dump and chase. Kelly with a good hit to keep this one inside. This bounce onto the far corner. O'Connor. Kelly once again as he is pinned. A shove on Drury by Bishop, who will get the takeaway. The hulking defenseman gets this one down the ice, and a chase for this puck will be grabbed to negate the icing. Wyatt Johnston giving chase. Gerard also there. The near half boards as Kelly wants to move it out, and does. The forwards coming out there as the Stars will re-enter the zone. Right around for the goal and forced behind the net. And the Donov gets jostled up, and Blackwell will eat up this puck. That slam from Jaywood Green was so nice I had to watch it twice. A rim rocker. Now Landeskog on his knees fighting an open Brock Nelson trying to go between the legs right on Oettinger, who wasn't having any of that. So Landeskog had a couple of opportunities, and despite the 18-15 shots on goal advantage for the Stars, scoring chances are 18-9 Colorado. Landeskog 9:02 of ice time, playing primarily on the third line. Sagan, this takes a bounce up front. Arturi Lehkonen moves it up for the far side. Sends this in. Nichushkin the first one there. Valerie Nichushkin wants to play this one out. It bounced up at the near half boards and recollected by the Avs. Jostled up was Taves by Matt Duchene, the former Av. Duchene sends it over for Makar as Mason Marchment was watching. On the backhand, Nelson. Nelson sends this deep. The Stars intercept. Nearly 4 minutes gone in this third period. Skating back up the way, up the near side was Rantanen as he was hit. Rantanen tried to take it away, but moving around is MacKinnon. MacKinnon in with speed. Drops it behind for Nichushkin. Cross-ice pass for Molinski doesn't go. And this will be chopped at by Lindgren to keep this one away. And this will be cleared onto the Avs bench. As we're checking in with the score lines around, and while the Warriors have made this a 15-point game, rarely do you ever see miraculous runs in which what is an otherwise insurmountable deficit be a close game. And the Dallas Mavericks one time went on a 30-0 run. And we do have some news. We'll get to that later as we have this face-off just outside the Colorado zone, won by Dallas. Cody Ceci sends this one around a slapper. To the far side, a tie-up with MacKinnon there. And a race for this puck as Lindell turns away Jonathan Drouin. But this will be started up by the Avs once more with Ryan Lindgren. Lindgren goes to the side. Up the right wing, this will be rejected by Lindell, and they'll both restart. Cody Ceci, up the near side. Nearly 5 minutes gone, and this will be recollected by Manson. Puts on a nice reverse hit on his man. And the Avs will carry this one 3-on-2. Sam Girard, too far on the pass. Bounces this one behind Ottinger's crease. And onto it is Colin Blackwell. Overtime hero in game 2. And this will be fired around as Kelly is the first one at the near half boards. Bounced up front, and the Avs will clear this one out. Jack Drury sending this one down for the ice onto the corner. Slapped onto the slot as the Stars are over this. Through the far side, Jamie Benn falls down. And this will be recollected by Blackwood behind the crease and left behind. Stars still giving chase. Up for Parker Kelly. Kelly goes inside. The fourth line's been the best line on the ice at even strength for the Avs. And they've been a dominant force defensively and offensively. Surprisingly in game 2. Kelly around to the far side. Where this puck is touched up by Dallas. But is held inside by the Avs. Deep shot could not be corralled down. Now it is at the bottom of the right circle. O'Connor in trouble. Taves keeps it at the deep left point. Taves around the boards through the horn and recollected at the far corner. Right around goes Logan O'Connor. And then this goes back up to the point for Taves. One-timer right circle. Fought out by Ottinger. It'll be recollected at the far half boards. No shots for the Stars since 7:49 left in the second period. Here comes the re-entry. And it's just wide for Cale Makar. His brother Taylor's part of this Colorado organization. It's ideal with the Colorado Eagles. In the far half boards and out for the Stars bench as the Stars try to reset. Can't get anything up. And Brock Nelson will get the takeaway. Kevin Ronto lost one deep. Nelson recollecting behind the net. Nelson set him in front and takes a bounce. And out for the point. Could not be held in. Here's Matt Duchene, who ended the Colorado season last year. In front! Sticked away by the Avalanche as the Stars try to get a shot on goal. Now a deep shot. Hit a body in front. A lot of mumbo jumbo and a lot of traffic jams here. Penalty coming. Valerie Nichushkin touches up. It appears to be Arturi Lehkonen who was frustrated with himself. Holding it is, and Lehkonen is escorted to the box. Dallas will head to the power play when we return. And as Lehkonen went down, he held on to Harley and takes him down as well. That puts Dallas on the power play when we return. So the Kings and Oilers are still in the middle of the second intermission. It's still 3-1. And a 12-point game at Houston as the Warriors have scored 8 unanswered points. But you cannot give any momentum to Golden State or Houston. Quinton Post is up to 12 points. But you need to have the clutch scoring to come up big here. That includes Alperen Sengun, who has 15 points, 13 rebounds. 5 assists, 2 steals to go with that. 8 steals in total from this Houston team. 2 from Sengun, 2 from Fred VanVleet, 3 from Jalen Green, and 1 from Steven Adams. Blocks split evenly by Dylan Brooks, Fred VanVleet, Jabari Smith, and Adams himself. The Warriors as a team, 7 steals, 3 of them from Draymond Green, who has 5 turnovers. Curry also accounts for 5 turnovers. And Curry has a team-high 9 assists. That's the most in this game. And the Rockets are in the midst of the timeout. And it's much needed because you cannot give the Warriors momentum. That's why Ime took the timeout. And while I'm not covering a game tomorrow, I'll be following closely to the playoff games that will be on tomorrow's slate. And not to mention about the NFL draft. Jalen Green has historic company. Tonight, he joins the list of Rockets to score at least 30 points in a playoff game, joining James Harden, Elvin Hayes, Moses Malone, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Back here with Dallas on the man advantage. We're 5 seconds deep. And now the loose scramble on in front. Johnston there. Rantanen's poking at the loose puck. No whistle. And finally there is one as Blackwood was under siege. That took 13 seconds. But Dallas finally had a shot on goal. With Rope hits, wacky at it wildly. Blackwood does a good job with puck control. Lost control over it for a moment, but managed to track this perfectly. Face off one by the Stars. We'll actually have to do this over again because of a false start. Rope hits to take it. Mikko Rantanen setting up for a tying goal. And so that's what we needed because he does now have a point. And the only one of the trade pieces around the two trades between him to Carolina and him to Dallas, who does not have a point. Logan Stankoven has 2 goals in game 1. Taylor Hall has been going strong for Carolina. Colorado clears again. They did so previously. Joe Kiviranta closing on Jake Ottinger does the smart thing and retreats. Why Johnston restarts for the Stars. Johnston drops it off. Harley will leave it for hits up front. Hands to Duchesne. Duchesne walks to left point and drops it for Harley. Harley carries it on his backhand for Rantanen, who's been snake bitten so far in the postseason. Harley for Rantanen, looking for his first goal. Getting a serenade of boos with his crowd. Hits goes back for Harley. On the left circle, Johnston waits, goes across. Hits mishandled it. And some Stars fans here on the crowd can't believe it. Hits. Harley sets up at the point. Harley fires the one, blocked in front. Johnston keeps it alive here with 40 on the man advantage. Johnston down low for Rantanen on his knees. And that will be cleared. The Avs doing the job here. One of the best penalty kills in the NHL ever since the goaltending was stabilized. Second unit is out there. Esa Lindell leads the way on the rush. Up the far side, playing the old school style. Mason Marchment to Lindell and then back. Marchment lost control. Valery Nichushkin sends this one down. And with 10 seconds, the Stars get one last opportunity. Marchment sets up a cross. Through the far side, sent this in deep. Recollected by Taves. And it's all the way out. And as is Lehkonen, who exits the box. The crowd roars here at Ball Arena. Just one shot on goal. That was from Rope hits. Makar backpedals and twirls. And across for Taves. No relation to Jonathan Taves. Oh, that's a clear interference penalty. Nathan MacKinnon dumped Colin Blackwell in the neutral zone. And that gives Dallas yet another power play. The easiest interference penalty all day. And the fans shaking their heads here at Denver. Oh my, what is that? And then it looked, I didn't think there was a penalty, but it looked like a bad camera angle. I didn't think that Blackwood, I didn't think that Blackwood's interfered with from that camera angle. And fans are irate about this because it seemed like MacKinnon didn't bump into Blackwell, even though from one camera angle it did. But the officials think that he did run into Blackwell. Anyway, the Stars get another chance. Granlund fires. Ben delivers over to Harley. Harley, score! Finally! They tie it up! And the fans are irate! It's Jamie Benn, who tied Game 6 last year to make it 1-1. He's the one who makes it 1-1 on the power play. See the first back to the point and deflects it from the high slot. This used to be Joe Pavelski's bread and butter. Now it's Jamie Benn's bread and butter. See the flex a Thomas Harley shot. This was the scoring that Dallas needs. And tips it in. 1-1 in Game 3. And all of a sudden, things might look eerily similar That was in Game 6 last year in the Western Conference Semifinals. Stars going to work here, 5-on-5. CC delivers one, that's wide. Blackwood can't track it. Makar can. And this one cleared out. As the Avs take it, intercepted. As Druin tried to send this one up. Taves. And Johnston goes offside. And the captain gets Dallas on the board. Kings and Oilers are back underway as Harley fires a shot on deep. 28th career playoff goal for Jamie Benn. But it's his first in his last 19 playoff games. Or first to goal in his last 19 games. He breaks a dry spell that's been hampering him. Sagan cuts around to try to pursue the puck and does so at the near quarter. Colorado waxes one around. Avs trying to get a storybook ending here in this game as Blackwood sees his puck go onto him. 9:57 to go here in his third period. And as we go to break, well, I have to take a quick timeout to refill my water. We'll be back, and I'll be back. Yeah.
Oh, hockey. I don't know.
Back here, I just refilled my water.
I'm going to have to listen back to the recording. I had to step out for a bit, but man. Wow.
Oh, and Jalen Green got a flagrant one after an altercation with Draymond. Oh my goodness.
That doesn't surprise me.
Oh, because, yeah, it doesn't surprise me anything because if you want player comps, Draymond Green, Brad Marchand, Pess. All right, so in terms of times that these two teams led this series, the Stars have led for 1 minute and 2 seconds. The Avalanche were 92-43. Here we go. And it looks like there's a trip. And this will be touched up by Auditor. No penalty. Well, now the Stars are trying to plead their case. And now that we will get the penalty. There is a trip. And the Stars are voicing their displeasure. It is a trip. And it's Matt Duchene. He was the one who ended Colorado's season last year. And now he'll spend 2 minutes in the box as he tripped up former star Valeri Nichushkin after dispossessing of the puck. It's one thing to strip him of the puck, but you can't sweep him off his legs. That puts Colorado's electric power play to work here. We'll see what they can do. But Dallas's PK has been on another level. Martin Necas, a righty, out there with Nathan MacKinnon, Cale Makar. The Avs power play 2 for 10 this series, but tonight they're 0 for 3. 2 for 7 in 2 games prior. Makar to Necas. And out to Makar. Necas one more time. To MacKinnon. Necas, top of the left circle. Makar at the point, walks, steps up in front, blocked in front, rebound. Lehkonen went down. Lehkonen tried to knock it away. Here comes a short-handed break for the Stars. Chance to take the lead here for them. Outway the pass, in front. Blackwood's off his crease. Necas won't start up. And the Avs escape danger. Martin Necas delivers to Nathan MacKinnon. Way too far as MacKinnon anticipated Necas setting up. And Makar will wait. Cale Makar will drop it for MacKinnon. MacKinnon with speed for the far side. Delivers this back for Drouin. Jonathan Drouin dispossessed as the Stars knock this one all the way down. Blackwood leaving this up for Devon Toews as the second unit comes out. Toews patiently to Brock Nelson, who leads it up. Nelson will drop it for MacKinnon. Double shifted on the power play. Nichushkin, MacKinnon up the far corner. Coyle, Toews just kept it for a split second, but it's forced out by Johnston. Worked on back and all the way down where Blackwood's there. Valerie Nichushkin resetting. Nichushkin will move it through to Nelson. Nelson, MacKinnon's still out there. Nelson's turned around. Dallas' PK is all over the place. 30 seconds left. Now make it 25. Toews with 8-10. Devon Toews. Another rush here for the Avs to the far side. Charlie Coyle sets up in front. A poke at Ottinger. Covered that one as it was too far for Nichushkin. 14 seconds left on a man advantage. Destroying opportunities. Going large here. How about 35 points for Jalen Green? Sam Steele just couldn't get this one centered on for the net for Oscar Bach, who had a chance to take the lead on a 2-on-1 shorthanded break. Shaking his head. Special teams have dominated this game for Dallas. However long they've been out there on the ice. Landeskog's out there. Or actually, it's Lehkonen. McKinnon's been out there for this entire power play. Cleared down by the Stars. And this will just about do it for the man advantage. It shows 5 as Toews will just send this up to the right side for Makar. Deep pass as Duchesne's out the box. Falling down is one of the Avs. It's bounced up. Lehkonen there. 2 shots on the last power play. It's moving up for the middle is Dallas. Mason Marchment sends this one to the near corner. All sorts of Avs there. Tyler Seguin tried to center. Can't do it, but holding the point is Thomas Harley. Ilya Labushkin gets tied up. One-timer. Kicked out. Rebound available. Gets loose in front. There's Chase behind the net. Swept over to the right point for Labushkin, who waits. And then down low, no deflection from Seguin. Tyler Seguin tied up by Sam Girard as both teams fight for this loose puck. Makar emerges with it. Poke loose by Duchesne, who ties him up. MacKinnon sends this down, and it's iced. 7:02 left. Leveled at 1 apiece. And Victor Arvidsson has made this a 1-goal game. I swear, Ian, if it's deja vu.
No. Kings, why? Hockey.
Oh my goodness. Off the face-off is collected by the Avalanche. And they move it up for the near side. Parker Kelly sends this one deep. In pursuit of Liam Bishop, who directs this over to the near corner. Dallas trying to complete the comeback. Avalanche trying to get the ending for Gabe Landeskog. Manson. Liam Bishop controlling at the far corner. MacKinnon on the puck. This one poked around several times as Josh Manson's there. Fighting off Michael Granlund. Bishop still had it the entire time. At the near half boards, Alex Petrovic was there. Manson cut that one off. Bishop just kept this one, but he was tied up. As will take it back. Entering the Dallas zone. Through the left side is O'Connor. That one blocked, and it's bounced onto the left point. Rantanen looks up front. Mikko Rantanen up the right side, and falling down was one of the Avs. Same 5-on-5 as here's Logan O'Connor. O'Connor fires up high. And it went behind Ottinger above the net. Alex Petrovic was in the tangle up. 6:07 to go in the first period. As Rantanen looks up, Jack Drury subs out. O'Connor was closing in. Rico Rantanen adjusted the shooting trajectory of this one. And this one up high. Cody Ceci in the game. Brock Nelson loses his draw to Wyatt Johnston. 6 minutes ago here in regulation. Overtime next should we need it. Couldn't get this puck deep as Brock Nelson was cutting that one off. Colorado gets another takeaway. Devon Toews for Cale Makar, the usual partners. Up front, far side. From the right point, they send this one deep. It's a Lindell. Moving through the window is cleared out by Dallas. Waiting with this one is sent down the lane. Ottinger out to play it and sent to the far corner. Once again, it's chipped up front, high up in the air, and settled down by Colorado. Looking to go at the go-ahead goal. Josh Manson. Manson through the far side, deflected inside, and Ottinger will play it again for Thomas Harley. Turned it over to MacKinnon. Gave it back to Harley. Harley for the near side. And it's turned right back over to Charlie Coyle. MacKinnon still hounding the puck. This puck is still up for grabs. Mackenzie Blackwood. To Ryan Lindgren. To Gabe Landeskog. These two teams are playing hot potato, and here's MacKinnon. Cutting to the inside. Directed onto the near corner. MacKinnon tried to get this one out in front. Coyle backhand to the right point. Makar, deep blast. Andre got a piece. Taves keeps this one inside. Charlie Coyle restarts back over to the point. Taves a long shot, and it's gloved down by the Otter. MacKinnon trying to redirect it in front, but it stays tied at 1. Couple big saves here by both these netminders. Devon Taves wanted a redirection from MacKinnon up front. And, well, the Kings reclaimed their 2-goal lead. And it's Adrian Kempe. So a sigh of relief. Arvidsson from Brett Kulak and Vasily Podkolzin. Kempe from Orliable. Anshay Kopitar, who has 2 assists. And Warren Fogle wants to take his anger out on his former team. He has 2 assists tonight. It's a 17-point lead for the Rockets. Second half of the fourth quarter. Jalen Green with 38 points. Şengün 15 with 16 rebounds, 7 assists. The type of game that you want from Green. In all likelihood, Houston's going to even up this series as the Warriors wave the white flag and get their deep reserves on the court, including Braxton Key, Kevin Knox, and Trace Jackson Davis. So that's a side defeat, you believe. Well, in all likelihood, they're going to head to Chase Center even at 1. And I like this answer from the Rockets. Well, both teams were heating up during a timeout. And Draymond Green not too pleased about it. Kempe was all alone to make it 4-2 Kings. This face-off to the right of Ottinger. What a goaltending battle this has been. But it's been both defenses that have emerged and risen up to the occasion. Won by Nelson. Right out in front. Taves for Makar. Sent right out in front. Loose puck in front. Ottinger is down. He gets right back up. And it goes to the other side of the post. Ottinger turns that one away as well. And he has the puck. 4:35 remaining in regulation. Dominic Hasek style, as described by Ryan Callahan. Off the draw, Ottinger couldn't cover this puck on the first try, diving to the left side to try to stop it. But on the second one, as Nichushkin goes other side, and for the other side, he stopped it with all focus on it. 23-19 the shots in favor of the Stars. It's been a low shooting contest. Defense has been the name of this game. These two defensive teams, Dallas' defense had question marks. Deep shot was deflected wide. Colorado's defense rock solid ever since the trade deadline. Moved it around to the far side, whereas Makar keeping it at the right point. Skip right by Nichushkin, whereas Taves holding the zone. Deflected! Ottinger was there. Nelson driven behind the net, and it's scooped up by Dallas. Evgeny Dadonov pass across, it was tied up and will get a face-off as this puck exits out. It was intended for Jamie Benn. Well, there's not really deja vu, but Adrian Kempe walked in all alone at the right circle with the Oiler defense paying attention to Kopitar. Face off at center ice, 4:10 left, third period. Stars win the draw. They'll move it up or to the left side. On the chase, it is Lindgren. The Stars held up at the near half boards. They whack away at it, and Nathan MacKinnon will find Madsen. Out the far side, the Stars carry this back inside. Lindgren dare to hound that. Cleared away from the slot and out on the center as Ceci gets this back in. Blackwood slows it down for Madsen. Josh Madsen leaves it up over to Ryan Lindgren. Lindgren looks up front as it's bounced up, and giving chase is MacKinnon, who recollects at the far corner. MacKinnon wants to look around through the horn. Deep shot was bounced off of Ottinger, and it glanced off onto the netting. Martin Necas wanted to deflect that one in front. It's 1-1 late in the third period. Barry Nichushkin catches the Stars' defense napping, with Brock Nelson boxing out Thomas Harley, which sets up Nichushkin to walk in untouched, and Jamie Benn tying it up on a net front deflection at the middle of the slot. Presents his stick. Mason Marchment the screen and take that lane away for Mackenzie Blackwood. Nichushkin, career goal number 24 in the playoffs, for Jamie Benn is career goal number 28. Landeskog out on the ice, but he'll have to wait his turn for something. Dallas trying to clear it out, but can't. It's at the penalty box doors, while the Stars trying to complete this comeback. This bounced up. Joel Kiviranta in pursuit. Let's grab by Harley and sent down deep. To the far side, wraparound try. Did not touch anyone. It's icing with 3:09. Another offensive zone draw for the Avs. And Landeskog is out there. McKinnon's coming back out there. And Makar is there. And game one, despite the 5-1 final score, it was a much tighter game than what it was presented. Game two went to overtime, as Charlie Coyle is getting set to take the draw against Sam Steele. Tie up. This time it's Coyle winning it, but the Stars quickly take it away. With numbers 2-on-1 and they hurry up. And Landeskog boxes out. Rebound is available. Swept away. And it'll be picked up by MacKinnon. Excellent defense by the Avalanche as Landeskog goes down. Through the near corner, Landeskog holds his own on the near side. Back out is Gerard. On the right side, Manson fires. Bounces up. Rebound there. And it's loose at the front. On the net front scramble. Ottinger holds on.
Quick update. It is now 5-2 Kings. The old stalwart, Andrei Kopitar on the power play. It's 5-2 Kings.
Excellent work for all reliable. Oh, captain. He gets the Kings back up by 3 and restores it. But what mayhem here in Denver. Nathan MacKinnon gets robbed by Jake Ottinger with all hell breaking loose at the front of the net. And the shots are more even now. 24-23, slight edge to Dallas. But Colorado's getting high danger looks like they are right there. Oh, look out at center ice. One of the guys got leveled. And that looks like a hand pass. Josh Manson certainly felt that. The puck was cleared out to center ice as Manson, with Mikko Rantanen coming in, he gets upended by Rantanen. And the play was whistled then for a hand pass because Manson gloved this one down. He tried to play this one. The victory's official. The Rockets win 109-94 and send the series tied at 1 apiece, headed to San Francisco. 2:25 to go. It's sent up for Parker Kelly. Do we have a hero here in regulation if this doesn't go to overtime? At the near corner, the fourth line pressuring here for Colorado. Logan O'Connor, Jack Drury, and Parker Kelly all tied up with the top line of Dallas going after this. Hits Lindell. Cody Ceci ends up in front of Ottinger, where it's grabbed by Michael Granlund. Top line controls the pace. And the pass couldn't connect, and it's another icing. There's a lot of icings late in this period, and the fourth line was sub out to get the more offensive-minded guys out there on the ice. In terms of zone time, this is where Jared Bednar trusts his offensive guys to capitalize. Nichushkin's out there. He has the only goal for Colorado. Makar is out there. He's been electric for the Avs whenever they face the Stars in the playoffs. Off this face-off, this is a tie-up and controlled by the Stars. Out through center, and Dallas can finally change lines, but they may be caught. Nichushkin drops off MacKinnon, and then swat, there's a tie-up. Loose puck behind the net. Heiskanen and Nichushkin going after it. Nichushkin scoops it up at the far corner. Going back for Makar. Deep shot, gloved down by Ottinger with 1:39. There was a convoy in front, but these two goaltenders are feeling each other out. And there was a screen that took away Ottinger's eyes. And he's making these stops with ease. This went over his head. As Nichushkin kept this one inside, going back to the point. A deep shot. Through the screen of Heiskanen. He wanted to redirect that. 1:39, MacKinnon. Wins it cleanly. No, it's a false start. Jamie Benn will get another chance. Up against MacKinnon. Series is tied at 1 apiece, and MacKinnon this time wins it cleanly. There's back to the point for Makar. Left point Taves. And around to the near side corner, it is Necas. Necas jostled off the puck. And up the far half boards is Johnston. Here's a partial break for Jamie Benn, who has some room at the near side. Benn lost it and takes it over for Johnston. Wide Johnston behind the net at Gretzky's office. Sets up at the side for Dadonov. On the right point is Lyubushkin. Spins this one around. And this pass was blocked off. And will go for Makar. Cale Makar can't clear this one out. And nearing the final minute of regulation, the Avalanche take this one up and ride this one through center. But that's it. The Stars recollect this. Lyubushkin waits. And he'll fire this one around the horn from near to far. Makar swinging a miss at it. At the far corner, Dallas wants to get the go-ahead goal here late in regulation. Duchesne's there. Puck right free. And this is going to be a penalty. Brock Nelson got high-sticked. Colorado will head to the power play. And if they don't score, they'll have carryover power play time into overtime. Was he high-stick by Marchment is the question. And it looked like his stick came up on Nelson. Wow, 4 minutes. It's a 4-minute double minor for Mason Marchment for high-sticking Brock Nelson. Colorado will get a 4-minute power play late in the third period, and there was blood coming out of his nose. So that was warranted. Colorado will get a chance to go for the win here in overtime. This is not what you want if you're the Dallas Stars. The Avs have not scored on the power play in this game. They were 2 for 7 in their first 2 games. 0 for 4 with free shots. 24.0% of the regular season, 8th in the NHL. Here's Necas who cuts around. Spins it back for Makar. Makar fires it. Kicked out in front. Rebound is available. In front. Necas is there. Somehow it's kept out. Makar keeps it alive. 22 on the period. Makar blasts it. Saved by Ottinger. Held inside by MacKinnon. Nathan MacKinnon goes down low for Necas. Necas. He and MacKinnon switch spots. Necas holds onto it. MacKinnon. Backdoor. Ottinger there. Loses in front of the crease. Both teams fighting for it. Swept away into the near corner. Both teams wacky at it. And it gets spun around to the far half boards. We got overtime again in this series.
Oh my God. Hold on to your little white butts. The fun isn't over yet.
It's not over. And how fitting that Gabe Landeskog's first game back in the NHL would require a 4th period.
Yep, I Playoff OT. You can't get enough of it.
Yes, sir. And we have our fourth playoff overtime game. We've got some late game heroes, not exclusive to overtime, and that includes heroes that score in the final 2 minutes of regulation for the game-winning goals, and overtime winners. So far, those heroes are as listed in order as we go around among overtime and late game heroes. Kyle Connor, Alex Ovechkin, Philip Deneau. The first three. Colin Blackwell in this series. And just last night, Max Domi with his father Ty Domi in attendance. We just can't get enough of overtime. So Colorado's on the power play. It's a 4-minute double minor on Mason Marchment for high sticking, and because they didn't score in the late stages of the third period, they'll have 3 minutes and 21 seconds of carryover power play time heading into the extra session. And we do have another goal. Adrian Kempe has 2.
Oh, we have John.
Well, he's listening along, and I know that he has obligations to do in the meantime. So he just notified me that he won't be available for any games until early May, right around Game 6 or Game 7 of any series, should we have that. But if we do get a Game 7, that will turn up all the theatrics here. And so far, the Kings are just preventing deja vu from happening this time around. And good for the Kings. They want this to be different. They are getting something different. And the last NBA game is final. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, it's a 109-94 victory for the Rockets. Jalen Green, take a bow.
All right, so the Kings are likely going to take victory.
Yeah, they're likely going to get this victory, but I would imagine that this is not over yet. But this tight game, which has seen its fair share of twists and turns, as we're going to look at the official counter among team stats. So between these two teams, can we even call this a rivalry because they faced off against one another many times in the postseason? As we get onto team stats, shots. We begin with that. The shot board reads 26-25 Colorado. Hits 45-32 Colorado. The Avs have the slight edge in faceoffs 37-33. Penalties are 5-3 Dallas. The Stars have 12 penalty minutes as opposed to the Avs 6. 4 of them on the Mason Marchment double minor for high sticking. Block shots are pretty much even. 19-15 Dallas. They have a slight edge. But these two teams are leveling it up defensively. Takeaways are 3-2 Stars, and giveaways are 14-12 Colorado. For how we got here. So on the score sheet, it is Valeri Nichushkin from Sam Girard and Sam Malinsky. Sam and Sam combining for the assist. Nichushkin and gets open up space with Brock Nelson boxing out Thomas Harley at the left circle. Nichushkin turns around, and with the help from Nelson, that gets Nichushkin all the space in the world to go down the slot and then find the smallest space past Ottinger's right skate to tuck it in. Then, and tying it up, it is Jamie Benn on the man advantage, redirecting a point shot from Thomas Harley. Michael Grelin had the other assist. Harley set up Ben. That is a sweet spot that Joe Pavelski goes to. And Ben gets the redirection in front. So as we go As we go over recapping other games, Washington survives Montreal late. And as for tomorrow's slate, I won't be covering a game in the next 2 games, but I should be back for games Game 3 between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers. Sunday's slate is TBD. If this gets interesting between the Jets and Blues, I will cover that. Otherwise, I'll have to decide what other series is there that can get interesting. If not any of those, there's going to be the Talladega Spring Race, the Jack Links 500. It's no longer the Geico 500 because Geico pulled out of NASCAR sponsorship. So, as for overtime challenges, pick one winner between these 2 teams to win it for either one of these 2. So as for who I'm going with between Dallas and Colorado, I'll start with Dallas on who I'm picking for the winner on the overtime challenge. I know this may be an easy pick, but he's been snake bit throughout this postseason. No points through 3 games. Give me Mikko Rantanen for the overtime winner for Dallas. He needs it badly. And for Colorado, I'm staying away from the very obvious choice. And for an overtime winner for the Avalanche, I'm going to go with Jack Drury. Yes, I'm going with the 4th line here. They've been arguably the best line throughout this series. And I'm picking Drury to win it for the Avs so far. So for the Avs here in Game 3. Who do you have as your winners, Ian?
For the Avalanche, Landy. It will be Gabriel Landeskog. Because how else can you make this night more perfect for the Avalanche than it be Gabriel Landeskog? And as for the Stars, if you step on the tail of a snake, it tends to come back and bite you. Give me Matt Duchene.
That would be a second overtime winner in 3 instances if Duchene were to score an OT winner on Dallas. He ended Colorado's season the last year. But this year, who knows what is to come for overtime winners. Yeah, Colin Blackwell was the unlikely hero last game. Second time we've seen overtime between these 2 teams. But it'll be perfect if Landeskog ends it. He does not have a shot on goal so far, but he has 6 hits and a takeaway to his credit on 11:38 of ice time, mostly on the 3rd line with Charlie Coyle and Joel Kiviranta. You remember the Avs are without Ross Colton. He exited Game 1 to a lower body injury. We have yet to figure out the diagnosis of the lower body injury because lower body injury can mean anything below the waist. And so far, home ice advantage is paying off dividends for the Kings. They have sealed up home ice advantage. They have taken games 1 and 2. And even though this game is not over just yet, they have in all essence wrapped up home ice advantage because there's less than 3 minutes to go. The Kings will head to Edmonton with a 2-0 series lead in all likelihood. Good job for the Kings. They needed this desperately because they've been punched by little brother again and again and again.
Yep.
All right. I know I didn't get to this earlier, but the NFL draft is tomorrow, Ian. I know this late into this broadcast I'm covering, but for your Chiefs, what do you think needs to be assessed? Do you see offensive line?
The prevailing theory is that they will draft a tackle. Unless, and this is a very big unless someone like Luther Burden falls to it. But overall, it's looking like they're going to go for a tackle.
It looks that way. maybe a tackle, but if it's not a tackle, I would love to see them take a guard.
I don't know about a guard. Maybe in the later rounds, but not in the first round. If that happens, Chiefs fans are not going to be happy. Because as of right now, we've got a converted tackle prospect that they're going to try to fill in at guard.
And it could be an interesting route because one focus here is that last year the Chiefs actually struggled with protecting Patrick Mahomes.
Yep, that's true. We never had a stable left tackle. You know, we had Joe Tooney playing two positions at different times of the year.
And that would, and even though he was the de facto best, he was the best left tackle that the Chiefs had all season long. I didn't believe that it was going to be sustainable throughout the year.
No, and it showed in the Super Bowl. You know, but you know what? What he did was force the Chiefs to realize, we don't have a true plan at tackle. That's why they went and got Jalen Moore from San Francisco. I truly believe he's going to be the starting left tackle for the Chiefs.
And Jonathan Drouin, he had a shot off the post, but Jalen Moore, he could be at the left tackle, and if not left tackle, he'd be left guard. Or who do you see as left guard? Because Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith have their positions solidified. So is Jawan Taylor. But the left guard position seems to be the ever-looming question mark.
As of right now, it is going to be a competition between starting guard from last year, Mike Caliendo, and converted left guard from left tackle, Kingsley Sua-Mataia.
It's 50-50. We don't know who's going to come out in front, but they need to have a clear plan at the left side of the offensive line. Nonetheless, I don't know what my Steelers are going to do at the draft. Because there are a lot of ways you could go from here. But corner could be. I'm just not sure. Probably it's best player available at this current point. But I don't know if we're gonna look at corner, running back, or I don't know what the plan is because it's unclear which way or another we're going to go for in the draft. And if we're going for quarterback, forget it. We have to trade up if we're going to go after a guy like Jackson Dart or Jalen Milroe. But we're going to stay with you here. Get Ian back on board. But we're going to overtime for the second consecutive game in this series. It was tied at 3 apiece in game 2. This time it's tied at 1 apiece. And fans would explode here if Gabe Landeskog were to score the overtime winner. So, very quickly, I don't know what the plan is for the Steelers heading into the NFL draft, Ian. But over at here, as we're getting back, it's Martin Necas and Nathan MacKinnon got good looks. Oh, you're here.
Yeah. Not sure what the Steelers could do, honestly. I have no idea, man. This windowless plan they have is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know what is to come, but we still have 3 minutes and 21 seconds of power play time for the Avalanche to maneuver. They have been overtime warriors in their Stanley Cup run. And we're underway as Nathan MacKinnon wins the opening draw. And the next goal will win it. 3:15 left on the man advantage as Makar will set up for MacKinnon. Deep pass for Drouin. Streaky is Makar. Forced wide by Ceci, who will clear this one down. So far, the special teams have been at the Stars' advantage. They got a shorthanded break previously. Drouin's out there with MacKinnon, Makar, and Natchez. And Lehkonen. MacKinnon weaving at the right side of the line. Right by through Esa Lindell. MacKinnon continuing to survey. And that one was batted off a stick of Wyatt Johnston. Good stick there. MacKinnon will restart. And he'll drop it for Makar. Cale Makar waits. Does he move it up for Natchez? He does. And then across for MacKinnon, who'll take it across. And Wyatt Johnston got in the way. Once again, the Stars' penalty kill being on the upper end of it. Drop pass from Blackwood on for Makar. Cale Makar waits. And then some more. Batted inside by Charlie Coyle for Gabe Landeskog, who was out there. How fitting would it be for him to score the overtime winner? But not right now, as Thomas Harley was there on the PK. Taves will move it up for Coyle. Charlie Coyle then drops back again for Taves. Taves, long stretch pass for Nelson, who fires this one right on Ottinger. Giving chase, it's Landeskog, who runs right into Blackwell like a freight train. Coyle and Landeskog fight for the loose puck in the near corner. 150 left, and it's bounced up. And Taves trying to keep. But on the fight is Granlund. Could be a 3-on-2. 1-2 on the hurry. Quick shot, and it's shut down by Blackwood on Colin Blackwell, who won his second straight OT winner. Blackwell was ready for the entire way. Michael Granlund pickpocketed Devon Taves. Brock Nelson was the only one back defending. Taves was caught, and unbelievably, Blackwood makes a stop on Blackwell. Instantly flashing the letter. 1:40 to go on a man advantage. Stars shorthanded, win the drop, and they fire this one wide. Marty Natchez restarting from his own end. Natchez will drop it back for MacKinnon. The top unit is back out there for the Avs. MacKinnon for the near side, waving his way around. MacKinnon fires and stopped by Ottinger. Now once they get it down, yes they will. We'll sail you for as long as we need to. Mackenzie Blackwood sets up Cale Makar. Makar waits and then sets up for Drouin. Drouin back for MacKinnon, who waits and then moves across. MacKinnon for Makar, juggles the puck and lost it. And Wyatt Johnston does not get a break, and there's a tie-up. Flipping it is Lindell to move this one down for the ice. Blackwood will lead this one out. Arturi Lehkonen ran into a Star, and it moved out onto the near half boards. Natchez moves it up. Marty Natchez up through center, and then moving it over to the far corner. No shots in overtime for Colorado on this power play, as Natchez waits. MacKinnon's coming back onto the left side. MacKinnon holds up. Natchez, Drouin fires that one wide. Drouin delivers it back for Taves, who is still out there. MacKinnon over to Marty Natchez. Natchez, Taves mans the point. Taves, Natchez, one-timer. His stick exploded. He had to go to the bench to get a new stick. Here's Taves. Natchez is back with a new stick. For Taves one more time. Time winding down the power play. Drouin with Harley there. Here's Lehkonen out front. Natchez, MacKinnon, one-timer, rebound. Oh no! It was fired just wide with a wide open net. That is the power play. Still alive on the puck is MacKinnon. Colorado 4 shots on that power play. And now Dallas at even strength. They'll get this one down, but they'll ice it. Oh my goodness. Colorado's so close.
I can't even begin. I don't know.
I can't believe it. Wide open net for Arturi Lehkonen, and Esa Lindell just blocks it off his body, and it bounced off the top of the post. And it looked like it was going to worse than that, but it didn't. And guess who's out there? Who else? That block shot's the best play tonight. Brock Nelson's tied up. Stars trying to clear, and they will. They will not get their changes as Manson comes back with a puck. Manson's across. Manson in front. And he lost it with Ottinger covering up. Last game, it was Colin Blackwell ending it at the third to last minute of the first overtime period, collecting his own rebound and putting it past Mackenzie Blackwood. 17 minutes. It's 17 minutes and 46 seconds of overtime. He spent 12:37 of ice time. Nelson loses the draw. The Stars will start up for their own end. Coyle can't back check. And then moving up, it's the near side is Jamie Benn. Blackwood missed it, but Gerard helps him out. Up the far wall. Coyle, too far. The Stars will reset. Liam Bishop will see this puck arrive to him. Up the near side, Manson got a piece. And this falls on to Blackwood, who will play smartly and cover. What a kill by Dallas. A kill off a 4-minute double minor. And in this stage of the game, the refs are not going to call anything unless it's egregious enough. Shots are 28-27 Colorado. Jake Ottinger is no stranger to overtime games. Rope Hintz and Brock Nelson. Won by Hintz. It is Bishop who waits. Fires it. Blocked in front. And this comes out to the right side. This one fired down deep. Around to the near half boards as the Stars are all tied up. Cleared out. All the way to the Stars' end. And will this be enough for an icing? No. Petrovic was there, but O'Connor was right there as well. This one on a foot race. Mikko Rantanen on the rush. Icing is waved off. First one to the puck was there. And is held in by Harley at the right point. Rantanen shot behind that. Rantanen puts one in front. Nobody was in the slot. O'Connor picks it up. Trying to clear this one down. And the Avs have a 2-on-2 the other way. Marker Kelly over at the far corner for Jack Drury. In front, O'Connor. Stopped by Ottinger. And it's delivered the right corner for O'Connor from McCarr. Opposite side, Nathan MacKinnon, fresh from the bench. Waits his way past one defender. He stops at the far corner. And then goes back for O'Connor. O'Connor rink wide to Taves at the point. Taves sends one around the horn for MacKinnon, who waits for reinforcements. Double team as Rantanen was there. Drouin tried to stick it away. He gets tied up. Rantanen it around. And here's Mason Marchment. Marchment driving to the net. Good position by Taves. Holding on to it. Firing. And they score! Tyler Seguin is your overtime hero. And the comeback party is spoiled in Game 3.
He doesn't go away. Tyler Seguin will pop up in your nightmares when you least expect it. He just doesn't go away.
Disbelief here in Denver as Tyler Seguin gets a nice feed from Mason Marchment off the drop pass with Devontae closing him out. Seguin aims top corner on the left side. What a pass from Marchment that finds Seguin. And his first overtime playoff winner since his sophomore season with the Boston Bruins when he last wore the number 19. Marchment, who drives up the far side, it was closed off by Taves, but as he was closed off, Seguin was ramming in through the far side, and he roofs it past Mackenzie Blackwood, and Seguin is the hero tonight, silencing this crowd in Denver.
Wait, Alec. Did you just hear what they said about the Stars on the broadcast?
What?
The Stars have led for less than 70 seconds of the entire series, and yet they are up 2-1 on the Colorado Avalanche. Less than 70 seconds.
That just doesn't seem real. The Stars.
I love hockey.
Yeah. 1 minute and 4 seconds. Yeah, less than 70 seconds of time led in this series. They're up 2-1. in this best of 7. I just don't have the words. The Avalanche, they led for over 90 minutes of this series. What?
Yeah.
What in the world? And that, well, what a game we've had here. Landeskog returns, but Seguin spoils the party. That's going to do it here for tonight's game. And just before we go, it is with our heaviest of hearts. Yeah. It's with our heaviest of hearts. It's with our heavy... I want to mention this. It's with our heaviest of hearts that we have to announce that Steve McMichael has just passed away at age 67 after his long-standing battle with ALS. It's a Chicago Bears legend. And he died... Man. And he's found his next life upstairs. He was one of the greats in Chicago for the Bears. May he go in peace. As we say goodnight, may all of Chicago have him in their thoughts. Rest in peace, Steve.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Peace out, people. See you on the next one.